What's good, YouTube? And happy Yule tide. Greetings for all of you people out here doing that, man. Out here celebrating this nice little pagan holiday that we have come to love and grew up with. Now, listen, I love my Donny Hathaway and I love my Nat King Cole just like everybody else. You know what I mean? And this Yule mess will be a very special Yule mess for me, right? I love all that, just like everybody else. But you do have to understand that what you're doing is you're celebrating a festival that was originated by Germanic peoples and neo-pagans and Vikings. I mean, it is what it is, you know. And then you can throw in some Roman festivities as well. What all these people had in common is that they were a people who acknowledged something called the solstices. You have the winter and the summer solstice. And these are the two, both the coldest and the hottest days of the winter. And that meant something to these people. So what they would do, and what one of them did, the Roman side of the people anyway, what they did was they, and I'm not knocking anybody for what they do. I just love history, right? So what the Romans did was they had this guy named Mithra, who was born on December 25th, and you're free to look that up yourself. And as you know, the Semitic peoples, the children of Israel, you know, started to they had their differences over the that man that was born in Bethlehem. And I'll guarantee you it wasn't on December 25th. You know, they had differences about him. Some of the people followed him. Most of the people didn't. Some of the people did. So once those people took what they took from him and spread it, and then it got into the hands of people like this man named Paul, you know, who claimed to have been a Pharisee, which we won't get into what that is today. And he started to take the Semitic teachings of the children of Israel to European people, which it was never meant for. If you look according to their own scripture, these people started to take many of the holidays and festivals that they already had, and they started to join it with the Semitic teachings of the children of Israel. And this is where you have these things like Yule. That's why even in some of the Christmas songs, you know, deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la, 'tis the season to be jolly. We're now our gay apparel, right? All of that. What is it? The Yuletide carol comes in, right? So you still see it. But anyway, people, what they used to do is they would take a log and they would burn it. And it would be for 12 days of Christmas. And this is why you got 12 days Christmas song and all of that. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that, but just wanted to just kind of mention that briefly, real quick, before we get deep into the sports. In other news, before we get into the sports as well, I thought we would mention this as well. There have been sightings and reports of all of these strange sightings of drones, drone activity all over the place. And it's interesting. One place is actually Jersey. I've heard about them in California. We've actually heard about them in other countries. We've heard about this stuff over the sea, right? And people are wondering, damn, what the hell is this? Is this a situation where we're under some sort of an invasion from creatures from other planets? Is that happening right now? Matter of fact, let me put the banner up for y'all so you know what I'm talking about. We'll get to some of this other stuff, but they said, man, that we might be under an alien invasion right now. But the amazing thing is, it's just drones. and we don't quite know what's going on. I just want to know what some of y'all thoughts is. Now, I want to talk to y'all about something that I believe it could possibly be, because right now what's happening in many eschatological traditions, you have the Christian eschatological tradition as well as the Islamic eschatological tradition. And in these traditions, many have marked the time we're living in right now as the last days leading up to a possible Armageddon. So many people are looking at, this Donald Trump coming in and him possibly doing this mass exodus or kicking out of people who he feels who don't belong in America, these types of things. So some people are connecting all of this stuff to a whole bunch of things that are going to happen now, which I'm not saying I necessarily believe, but some people believe that what we're seeing, some people are seeing, I haven't seen anything, no aliens or any crafts or anything like that. But some people believe that the government may be out here just putting up fake stuff, whatever you want to call it, or what are those things called? Mirages or hallucinations, I don't know, whatever you call it. Hallucinations to throw people off, to act as distractions. I don't know. But I would like to know what y'all think. And we can get into that. We can get into that stuff later, man. To be honest with you, I'm going to move on. All right, so just briefly, real quick, before we let guests on and so on. We know that the Philadelphia Eagles had lost to the Commanders. I talked about this before. And people are wondering, like, what are the implications of this loss to the Commanders? Is it something that Eagles should take seriously? Is it something that has exposed the Philadelphia Eagles? Have the Philadelphia Eagles been exposed? And I'm of the opinion that is absolutely not the case. If you listened to my last live when I talked about it, I felt like it was a very goofy game. I felt like so many uncharacteristic things happened in that game that it's unlikely to ever happen again, and that if the Commanders happen to get all of those things in place to win, that is very unlikely. One of the things was the performance of the Eagles defense, giving them 5 touchdowns. You're talking about a defense that has not given up that many points all year. You're talking about a game where the Eagles defense actually got 5 turnovers against the Commanders, and a situation where the Eagles offense led by Kenny Pickett was not, though they were able to move the ball somewhat, they were not able to punch the ball in the end zone. Could we imagine a situation where with Jalen Hurts led team that happens? I doubt it. Kenny Pickett led offense did not score any touchdowns in the second, third, or fourth quarters. Is that likely? I don't think so. Saquon Barkley getting over 100 yards in the first half, really the first quarter, and barely cracking about 30, 40 yards the rest of the game. Is that possible? Is that likely? I really don't think so. So I wouldn't, me personally, I wouldn't read much into it. Now, what the Eagles have to look at from this point, though, is whether or not Jalen Hurts is going to play against the Dallas Cowboys. And this Dallas Cowboys team I want to talk about briefly is a team that is kind of like confusing and in flux somewhat. Because on one hand, right, these guys are kind of like playing for their lives and playing for, I don't know, respect, playing for their dignity. Because, the Dallas Cowboys are pretty much done this year. They have nothing to really play for. So, but however, they still went out there and defeated the Tampa Bay Buccaneers team that needed to win. So these guys are not like quitting or laying down. So the question is, can a Kenny Pickett-led Philadelphia Eagles team go and beat a Dallas Cowboys team that is serious about trying to win? My answer is, I think in theory they can, but in reality, if I had to bet money on it, I wouldn't touch this game with a 10-foot pole led by Kenny Pickett because I don't know what I'm going to get with Kenny Pickett, right? So I think the Eagles need to do whatever they can to make sure Jalen Hurts is playing. And I'm of the opinion that that the concussion was either very mild or it was really some NFL forced BS, in my opinion, because they say that Jalen Hurts actually passed the initial protocol. Everything that they put you through, they ask you certain questions, they test your eye, your vision, all these things. And despite the fact that he actually passed and they gave him his helmet back, they still took him out the game, likely after a call from some unknown source, be it Eagles top brass or be it the NFL. Most people say the NFL. People like Seth Joyner saying it's the NFL. So if that's the case, then I expect him to fully pass all protocols unless there's something else going on. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that kind of makes sense to me. So I expect Jalen Hurts to be out there. And if Jalen Hurts is out there against the Dallas Cowboys coming into Philadelphia, I think the Cowboys they don't have a chance in hell of winning that game. And I think the Eagles really need to go do that because at this present time, the Philadelphia Eagles actually have not even clinched the division. And there's two things on the line. You have to clinch the division as well as secure the number 2 seed and put yourself in position to possibly still the number 1 seed in the event that the Green Bay Packers somehow beats the Minnesota Vikings, which I think is very possible. So I think the Philadelphia Eagles absolutely have to come out there, all systems running and all systems go, and the main system running is Jalen Hurts playing. Because I don't believe the Eagles at all lose that game against the Commanders, the lowly Commanders, without Jalen Hurts. So when we talk about the number 1 seed chances, the number 1 seed chances are still there. But you need Green Bay to beat Minnesota. And you need Minnesota to beat the Lions next week, which I think both are possible. I actually pick the Packers to win Minnesota this year, this game, because I don't think Minnesota's going to sweep Green Bay. And Green Bay right now, if you look at it, they really they on a roll right now. I like the way they looked that last game, even though it was against the damn lowly Saints. But whatever the case may be, the Packers are going to be very confident going into that game against the Minnesota Vikings. And that's absolutely what we want to see. Now, I'm going to bring on my man Solo here, who I'm sure he wanted to, I know for a while. What's going on, bro? You there? I know for a while you've been wanting to speak on that game. I'm going to let you go ahead and get off what you got to get off on the Commanders game in that situation before we move on to today's NFL games, as well as NBA and all the other things we got on tap. We got a long one today.
Yeah. What I seen in the Commanders game, a lot of failure from top to bottom. Everybody had to lose that game. From the game plan of running RPOs with a quarterback that don't run, when you could have just ran regular plays. From the game plan of the defense just allowing them to score 20 points in the fourth quarter, no matter how you look at it, that's unacceptable. You know, that's all the coaches, the players, everybody. It's just unacceptable. Everybody had their hands in it. And even the receivers dropping passes in the whole fourth quarter. So everybody had a hand in it. So if he's going to play like that, they definitely going to surely lose in the playoffs. So I don't think that's going to happen again. So, that game up is when Jalen Hurts got hurt, the entire season just mind boggling. he was just messed up in the head because he passed the protocol. He about to get him back on the field, and he him out for that. That's that's never been done before. When you get a concussion protocol, and either you go to the back to the doctor or you pass. You can't pass it and then take him off the field. That don't make any sense. So everything was just. I think the team was just messed up in the head. So I don't think that's going to happen again. I think that's like a once in a lifetime thing.
That's the feeling I had about the game. I don't know. I feel like it's a blowout. If Hurts is in there, I feel like it's a definite win if Kenny Pickett was somehow able to. Well, I can't even. You know what? I'm not going to blame him totally because, like you mentioned, you had uncharacteristic performances by AJ, by Devontae, by Saquon. I mean, everybody was missing. So it seemed like, you were dropping passes. It seems like pretty much the whole focus of the team was just lost at a certain point. It was weird. You talking about Quinyon Mitchell? I know he's a rookie, and I know it was McLaurin, but him just getting beat on a go ball. It's something that hasn't happened all season long. And it was just like, it was so many strange things happening in that game. It almost felt rigged, to be honest with you. I'm not your conspiracy theorist guy, but that game was weird, to say the least, without a doubt.
The kicker missed a 56-yard field goal, which could have won the game.
Yeah,
there was a lot of things that.
Even though that joker been missing a lot lately, but yeah.
He's what, 5 for 50 yards, 0 for 6. That kind of scares me going into the playoffs. Like, he's not reliable.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely scared. I'm scared to death of Jake Elliott right now. I'm scared to death.
The NFL is 70% from 50 yarders this year. 70%. That's like unheard of, and he can't make none.
And this was a guy that, and I'm saying about Elliott, he's a guy that used to be better at the long kicks. The problem with Elliott used to be the short stuff. Like he would just shank an extra point, but then he'll make a 60-yarder. Now it's the reverse. He'll miss anything over 50, and he still once in a while shank a damn extra point. So I don't know what's going on with him.
And another thing on the special teams, we got a new kicker that's not Jake Elliott. He can't hit the end zone, and that was all game. That was one of the reasons why the special teams stunk. Now maybe it was the weather, but in the playoffs you're going to have bad weather. So I don't know. Like they got to get this together.
Yeah, I agree.
And that guy could hit the end zone the entire game. Now they said he's been kicking all year, so maybe in good weather he can do it. But man, I didn't see that game. He was outside missing.
Facts.
Jumping on sides on the kickoff. Like who? Like it was just so many things. I got to just chalk it up. They just wasn't focused.
And
like so many things happening.
Let me ask you something though about C.J. Gardner-Johnson. What do you think? You think that's going to be an issue going forward? What about Jalen Carter in terms of as I talked earlier in the week about the whole incident with him smacking the dude with Pittsburgh, and what do you think?
Number 98, Jalen Carter is he's not A-ball when he's come off the field. He off the field, he cool. But CJ, he cussing people out on Instagram Live. He just doesn't have no remorse for anything that he does. And that's a problem. You got to see what you did. All right, I was messed up. I got to get, but he just something is wrong with this guy. And that's usually something that the Eagles usually don't deal with well. That's one of the reasons why they got rid of Hassan Reddick, because he just a malcontent. He doesn't listen. And this guy man. Like you would think that he would learn from some of his mistakes. He just doesn't care. Now most people would say that's a double-edged sword because he's the one to get the defense hype. So you need that but you don't need it all the time. Sometimes you don't need that. And he should have been out there to stop those zone plays. I think he could have helped on that. But
Now,
he obviously missed the defense.
do you think him being kicked out was warranted? Was it just or no?
I seen from my own eyes that the guy hit him, and the refs called it on him and the other guys. So I don't think that it was warranted. But I'm saying, shut up. If something going on and we need you, you cannot do anything to piss these refs off because obviously they got something against you.
So basically, after you don't got that first personal foul, you need to not do anything. See, my only thing is though,
because obviously they're not in that game. I clearly seen the guy hit you, and the worst case scenario should have been a double, and nobody get nothing. But that ref said, "No, you said something. You can teach." Brandon Graham talks trash all game.
Yeah.
So if you get kicked out of trash, you should have been kicked out. So obviously, there's nothing wrong with talking trash. So you can't call a foul on somebody because he made the other guy feel bad. What kind of nonsense is that? Oh, I don't care if you say something about his mom. It doesn't matter. You can say anything about anything. As long as you don't touch that man, you shouldn't be getting no penalty. And call the penalty until the guy hit him. So the ref saying that you provoke him to hit you. So now, come on, man. That's ridiculous. So if the guy didn't hit him, he wouldn't have called the penalty. So none of that makes sense.
See, my thing is, I just want to see the rule book. And I've been searching for it. Where in the rule book can the referee, eject the player for something that they said? I know in basketball they do that. They do text. You talk. Yeah, it just happened to Embiid the other night, which we will talk about a little bit later. I mean, when we get to the Sixers. But I've never seen that in football. Never seen that in football. And in all my years of watching football, I've never seen a referee kick somebody out because of something they said. And it wasn't even to the referee, it's to the opponent. Never seen anything like that. And they were able to do it.
They don't even show you what he did.
Exactly.
They don't even show you what he did on the
and if anything,
replay nothing. I don't think it was anything.
And if anything, should be two people ejected, right? I ain't gonna eject just one guy. That was crazy. Like, I'm not one of them guys that runs around the NFL's rigged, but man, some of the stuff they do, man, it gives weight to some people who do believe that stuff. Like, I don't know if you saw that Chiefs game against the Texans. It was ridiculous. Go ahead.
Yeah. Think about this, right? When Jalen Hurts got on the ground, the referee told him to go to the sideline. That's not his call. Like, you can't just tell somebody to go to the side. He said, I'm cool, I'm good. No, you go to the sideline. He went inside the 10, and he passed protocol. He was on the field for a whole quarter. Remember, he was out there chilling with his helmet on for a whole quarter. Because if he failed the protocol, he would have run directly to the back. He was on the field with his helmet, about to go on the field. And then the guy came to him and said, look, you got to go. You got to go to the back. Somebody called from upstairs, even at the NFL. Remember a couple games ago, when everybody thought that Jalen Hurts had a concussion, he said, I guess I passed the protocol. So, according to that, they say, all right, well, we're going to make sure he's not going out there with a concussion.
Yeah, because he said he beat it. So, well, they need a better protocol that a person with a concussion can't beat. Now, I know about concussions from this standpoint. Like, there's some that are mild and some that are like really severe. So, what are they doing? Are they like any type of concussion, whether it's mild or severe? And then two, why don't you have a protocol that's able to detect it? Like, they're using stuff like, he said, I guess he laid down for a second. Shit, everybody does that. And then they're looking at, he blinked like this. Like that's enough. You know, it's like come on, man. Either your protocol works or it doesn't. Either you're gonna follow the protocol or not. I guess they feel like they observe the right to overrule the protocol. Is that what they're doing? And I know, man, that if they would have put a mic in front of Jalen Hurts and let him talk, I could just imagine what he got to say about the whole thing. But to me, yeah,
telling him he's hurt. He's telling you he's not. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, to me, man, that was just a weird game.
They didn't even let him talk to the media after the game.
And then the defense, I don't know. I think they were just the defense was just out of it, man. By the time you got to that fourth quarter, and then it's like almost any defense when they get tired, it was just different. So I'm definitely not worried about the defense going forward at all. I think we see Washington again, man, bro. Lord help them, man. I think they getting smashed. I think Washington's getting smashed. See them again, because it's just going to be like no mercy on them, bro. And their fan base, like I get it, their fan base is funny as hell, talking all types of trash. You know what I mean? They acting like they just won the damn Super Bowl. I was watching yesterday, and I ain't gonna mention who it was, but it was an Eagles content creator going at it with a Washington content creator. I wish I could get one of Washington's content creators on here. I'll show you how it's done. You know what I mean? I can tear one of them dudes to shreds. But dude was talking so crazy, man.
There was so many breakdowns on the Eagles defense. I hardly recognized that it was the Eagles defense, honestly. There was so many breakdowns.
The only thing I say about that, Jared, is the Eagles already beat the Chiefs last year. Now, if you mean beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, then yeah. But we beat the Chiefs last year, and then that ain't silence a damn thing. People act like our year was so horrible last year. Despite the fact we beat the Chiefs and Buffalo, I think it was in consecutive weeks, by the way. You beat the Chiefs and Buffalo on them in consecutive weeks. And people say you had a bad season. So, the goalpost is constantly moving and shifting.
And we beat Miami and put up 70. Yeah, they definitely got the goalpost when it comes to the Eagles.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that way. Now we got to.
But
I said you got more to say on the Eagles because I was gonna move on to the two NFL games today, but you got more to say. Go right in.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. So today we have other NFL action. Ain't nothing more to say about no damn Commanders besides they trash. So we got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Steelers. Looks like this game is in Pittsburgh. I would love nothing more but to see the Pittsburgh Steelers win this game. You're talking about the Steelers who coming off of 2 losses, where they lost to the Philadelphia Eagles, and they lost to they just lost to the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens pretty much have been on a mission ever since they lost to us. They went on a bye week, came back, punished the Lions, and then they came back and punished the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I'm not really holding that against Pittsburgh. And I actually believe Pittsburgh pulls this out today against the Chiefs. Unless the damn referees just step in like they do with the Chiefs. Listen, and I tell y'all, I am not one of these guys that's an NFL's rig guy, but I'm sorry. That game last week where the Chiefs played the Texans was a disgrace. That game was an effing disgrace because you're looking at certain drives, I swear, where they will call a flag on every third down for the Chiefs to get the Chiefs all the way down the field. And then the Chiefs somehow get in the end zone. Andy Reid calls a little play, and then Patrick Mahomes is called Superman. And listen, I'm not one of these people that hates on Patrick Mahomes. I believe he is the best quarterback in the league, all of that stuff. But if you're the best, why does the NFL these referees feel like you got to help a team that's the best so much. I don't understand that. Like, if you want to help somebody, help the team that isn't the best. Help keep them in the game if you're talking about entertainment. But it's nobody's fault if Andy Reid decides to take away Patrick Mahomes' best receivers, to take away his best running backs, and to give him mid-level talent around him, with the exception of Kelsey, who's getting older by the day. That's nobody's problem. That's Andy Reid's problem. Why are you helping them? And then, too, where was this when he had Donovan McNabb? Shit. Where was all his help for Andy Reid when he had Donovan McNabb? Like, I don't get it. You know, I don't understand it. He's so great. You shouldn't need all that damn assistance. And it'd be, bro, I'm the first to admit, if a holding call is a real holding call, if a pass interference is a real pass interference, but the amount of stuff that's questionable or looks ghostly, I just didn't see it. Why is the Chiefs getting that? I don't understand it. But moving on to this particular game, I really do believe the Steelers are going to pull it out. However, if you're a betting man, if you're betting on the game, right now the Chiefs are what's the spread here? Let me see real quick. See official odds. Damn, I thought I had this written down, bro. All right. My bad, Joe. The hell are the odds? Okay. The Chiefs are a 2.5-point favorite. Okay. Going into this game, according to them. I wouldn't do that if I'm. See, it's hard. It's even hard if you take the Steelers with the points, because like, what are you going to win by 1 point or 2 points? You betting on that? No. So if it's me, I'm pulling for the Steelers. But if you're betting, man, you got to take probably a Chiefs money line, I would say, or just bet the under. Yeah, take the under with that because the. I don't know. Some of these people are picking the Steelers plus the points. See, I don't know. If it was a 5 point or 4 point, I can see that. But with the cheating nature of the way they are with the Chiefs, along with the fact that they say the Chiefs haven't covered the spread. They 7-8 against the spread. So when you bet Chiefs with the spread, it's almost 50-50. So I would go personally, I would go money line, Chiefs money line. Now, over under is 45.5. I would take the under if I was to go. That's just me. I'm just saying, for y'all bettors out there, that's what I would do. You have any commentary on this particular matchup? Also George Pickens will be back. I think that does help the Steelers' cause. I just don't know how well he's going to react immediately with the the hamstring injury. Those things are tricky. You got anything? You got anything on the Chiefs and Steelers?
DeAndre Hopkins and the receiving core of the Chiefs, they've been coming along this game. So I think they're gonna put up some points in this game. I think they're gonna put up at least 28.
So you would take you would take the over 45. Okay.
I think Pittsburgh will put up like 14.
Next game we got are the Ravens. They playing in Pittsburgh.
All right.
So next team we got is the Ravens and the Texans. The Ravens are a 5.5-point favorite in this game against the Texans. So I would actually take the Ravens with the spread. Ravens are pretty good. They're 7-3 against the spread. So pretty much you go with the Ravens with the way the spread works. If you follow the trends, the Ravens are more than likely to win. Texans, I don't know what's up with them, man. C.J. Stroud, nice young quarterback. But C.J. Stroud, man, is what I'm trying to explain to some of these Washington Commanders fans about Jaden Daniels. Sometimes we jump to conclusions too much off of rookie seasons, whether it's one way or the other. Sometimes we think because a rookie doesn't have the best rookie season, he's struggling a little bit to pick up the concepts in the NFL and all of those kinds of things, we tend to write them off. Like a lot of people are going to write off Caleb Williams right now. A lot of people are going to write off Rattler and some of the rookies that aren't really lighting it up right away, and they're going to overly praise, Daniels and who's this Bo Nix and some of these other guys, without, in my opinion, considering them just rookies. And that rookies, sometimes what happens with rookies is this. Sometimes a rookie may struggle in his first year because he's picking up concepts he's never had before. He may not have the weapons. He might not have the right coordinator. It could be a number of reasons why a rookie struggles in the beginning. Some guys are just slower learners than others. Some rookies are thriving in their first year because they're in a perfect situation. They have more structure for the team. You might have the right coach. You might have the right system that you're running. But then in that second year, the guy who is thriving may start to struggle for a number of reasons. Number one, tougher schedule is what happens when you have a better year that first year and you have a better record. Sometimes that second year you have a tougher schedule. Sometimes you lose your coordinator and stuff like that. Sometimes the NFL, and this is sure to happen, the NFL is going to pick up on your tendencies. Now they got 16 full games of your ass. They know what you like to do when you see certain looks, and you become more predictable. So you see that happening right now with C.J. Stroud. You'll ask some ignorant people, who's a better quarterback right now, C.J. Stroud or Jaden Daniels? And they'll answer. There's some people that say Jaden Daniels because he had 5 touchdowns in this one game where C.J. Stroud is struggling. And that's just such an idiotic way to look at football to me. Your last game. No, it ain't your last game. It's your overall body of work that kind of defines more so who you are, and is a better predictor on what you're going to do and what you're going to be. It's not like just because your last game you did this, so you're better than that person. And this is what I'm telling people. It's they'll call it a sophomore slump C.J. Stroud is going through. Maybe it is, but it's probably just a combination of a number of things, man, if you're going to be real about it. Last year, the team was coming from a direct season where they won barely 5 games, and that's why they had the number 2 pick to get C.J. Stroud in the first place. So now that they went to the playoffs last year, the schedule is tougher now. And this is one of the situations you got to play the Ravens. And just to talk about this game, I expect the Ravens to win. I expect them to cover the 5.5 point spread. Texans are still kind of struggling, figuring it out. I think they'll play tough, but the Ravens are further along in their program right now. And the Ravens have been on a mission, a crazy mission ever since they lost to us. Like that really hurt Lamar bad to lose that game at home, and he kind of been on a rampage since then. So, if you're betting, man, I would take the Ravens with the points, and then I would also. The over-under is 46. With the Ravens, I would take the over. You got anything on that particular game, Ravens-Texans?
I'm taking Ravens. The Marvin playing.
Taking the Ravens, yeah.
And I think they need to get to a good playoff position. So they're not going to be stopped.
Right. I'm going to go to some of these comments here before we move on to the next subject. I want to get to the NBA and stuff like that, but my man Jared, who keeps this thing alive many times, says media doesn't believe in Hurts. Even Shady McCoy now believes he's not that guy. Well, Shady always believed he's not that guy. Well, I didn't hear him lately say that, but, we know deep down he thinks Jalen Hurts is he's all right, and that's because shady is just I ain't gonna get into it. If Pickens plays, Steelers win. If not, Chiefs win. If the game is close, you think it just comes down to Pickens, really? I think this game for me, I think this game honestly comes down to who's going to want it more. And I don't see a scenario where, the Steelers don't want it more. They're at home, so they'll play better. Russell might be playing for his job almost. Yeah, I would go that far because anytime you lose 3 straight games to contending teams, you start to look like you're like a pretender. Those are the types of things that'll go around. So I think the Chiefs will find a way. Now, I mean, I think the Steelers will find a way to win this game. But if you're a betting man, I take the Chiefs. I take Chiefs money line, or just bet the under, because I think it's going to be a tough defensive game. That's what I do believe. That's why I'm taking the under. I think this game will be like 17-13, something like that. So really, that's the best money. Chiefs, Steelers, just take the under. Don't mess around with who's going to win. They couldn't help McNabb back then because they had help. Brady, they had to help Brady. Yeah, right. So only one team gets help at a time. Hungry Dog Sports. So Ravens will win by 10, 31-21. Lamar Jackson will ball. C.J. Stroud, I feel, will choke. I can see that. I don't think that's you got anything to say towards anything Jared has said before we move on to the Philadelphia 76ers? I guess not. All right. Now, going back to the bottom, because, typically when I open it up, I start from the bottom, then I move up. This time, we started with the NFL. So now we're going to go to the bottom of the barrel, and that is my Philadelphia 76ers, who, believe it or not, my Philadelphia 76ers have been playing a lot better lately. They've been playing a lot better lately. Actually, last week is the first week where the Sixers had actually had a winning record for a week. Ain't that something, man? Paul George has been steady. I think he only missed one game, which was a back-to-back game. So it looks like PG will probably play. Tyrese Maxey's playing a lot better. He's not being just a jacking moron, even though he's still taking a little bit more shots than I want him to take. But he's playing a lot smarter. He recorded his first triple-double, I believe, earlier in the week. Good for Tyrese. He was, I think, 2 rebounds away from his second triple-double last night or the night before when we played. That's good. One of the things that has helped our record is we beat on the Charlotte Hornets. I think we played them about 3 times. That helps. I wish we could play Charlotte 10 more times just to get our record right. But what I will say overall, despite Joel Embiid and his foolishness, he is who he is. He'll get it together, I believe, at least to some extent. But one thing I will say overall is the Sixers are just playing generally better basketball. I'm seeing better ball movement. I'm seeing much better defense. I like the development of KJ Martin. That's Kenyon Martin's his boy, his son. He is a hustler. He reminds me a lot of Josh Hart. What Josh Hart kind of gives the Knicks. He hustles a lot. He can make an occasional 3. He gets to the rim. He's just an athlete out there. A lot like his father. Anyone who remembers Kenyon Martin from back in the day. Kenyon Martin is better than his son, of course. Kenyon Martin's overall pick. But Kenyon Martin was not like a dominant offensive player. He was a dominant defensive player who also served as, a goon out there who ain't take no ish from nobody, ready to fight everybody. But Kenyon Martin wasn't like I think he may have made one all-star team. And really, it's because it wasn't no fault of his own. It's just that he played in an era where you had real power forwards, not like this punk-ass power forward era now. Back then, Kenyon Martin had to compete with, on the top end. You're talking about Tim Duncan. You're talking about Kevin Garnett. You're talking about Chris Webber. You're talking about even guys like Rasheed Wallace and Antonio McDyess, and you had serious power forwards back then. That would be the reason, Kenyon Martin probably didn't get a lot of that. But you back to the Sixers right now. I like what his son is doing. I like the French guy Yabusele, who balled out against the Spurs. Like he really, I think he has some inside information on Wemby because that game was looking bad. I felt like they were trying to help Wemby. They actually ejected 2 Sixers for Wemby. One being Embiid and the other being Drummond. They brought Drummond back when they saw how BS it was that Wemby had flopped. But Yabusele did a damn good job against Wemby because I guess he knows him. They're both from France. Maybe they played together. They were on the French national team together. He actually had a nice block against Wemby. Did a good job. Now, where Wemby has to improve to become really the dominant player that a lot of people believes he will be, is he has to become more of an inside presence. Right now, I guess because of his size, especially on the offensive end, he likes to play out on that wing. He likes to play kind of like Kevin Durant. And he doesn't have the big man inside presence on the offense. Now, on the defense, he's probably going to end up being the greatest shot blocker that we've ever seen since, Wilt and Russell. Wemby, I could just imagine a season where he averages 5 or 6 damn blocks a game. That's how dominant he is, on that end. So it was good. It was a good win for the Sixers to go out there and beat the Spurs. I mean, and they're not world beaters, but right now, neither are the Sixers. The Sixers bottom of the barrel. I take any damn win, any win. Unfortunately, today the Philadelphia 76ers have to face the Boston Celtics, who are now 22-7. They kind of cooled off since the way they started earlier in the year, but they still the damn Boston Celtics. It's still at that damn Garden. We got to go play them out there. It's still on Christmas, and I don't see us winning this game. However, if you were a betting man, I would take the Boston to score over 115 and the Sixers to score about 110. So I would take the over for the game if I was doing that. Or if you're going to pick a winner, Boston is a 7-point favorite. I don't know if they're going to win by that much. I would take the Sixers with the points if I was betting, but I would not bet for the Sixers to win. But I would take the Sixers to not lose by 7.5 if I was betting on the Sixers versus Boston Celtics today. Solo, you got anything to say on the Sixers game against Boston or the Sixers in general?
I got a lot to say about the Sixers, actually.
Okay, go for it.
First of all, I'm not afraid of Boston. When they lose to Orlando, I'm not afraid of Boston. All right, number one, did you see how Embiid got kicked out the game the other day?
Oh, yeah.
That looked disturbing to me, the way he was talking to that official. Like, this dude, like, he got mental issues or something. I don't know because of what's going on with the team, but I've never seen him berate like that. And if you look at the play, you can't say that you didn't bump the guy. Like, it's a 50-50 play. So he was acting like she was totally in the wrong. So I didn't understand that. And I'm kind of concerned about his mental state right now. Like, he got to get that together. Sixers, I still haven't sold me if this guy is a good coach or not. I don't know. Like, he hasn't proved to me he can coach. Only time we win games is when the players are like, most of the players are in. Like, I don't know. I have no, jury's out on the guy, but if there's a good coach. And I thought he was. I thought he was a good defensive coach. Maybe I'm wrong on this, but I'm just concerned about the coach. I shouldn't be, but I just am. And if we can stay healthy, I think we can do some things. But we've been so snake bitten when it comes to health. It's just, I don't know.
Personally, I'm not even getting into what the Sixers can do overall. I'm looking at it a very micro perspective. I'm looking at one game at a time. Can we get to 500? That's what I'm looking at. Can we get to 500? Can we do that?
Away from that.
What's that?
I really can't. They have to do something this year.
I can't look at it that way.
Like,
now, beginning of the year when they put the roster together, I'm looking at it, yeah. But then the way it started, Embiid just hurt, Paul George hurt. It's like, okay, well, if I keep looking at it that way, then I'm gonna hate the damn team. That's what will happen. So I'm looking at us this way. Maybe we're a year away. Maybe if somehow guys can stay healthy and they just can get whatever sets or whatever this guy wants to get down, they can do that. I don't know. If you keep this group together for another year, maybe. But then they might be too old. I don't know.
My point is, I can't keep saying we're a year away. We're getting older and older. Like, if I say I'm gonna give him to the playoff, he can't even get on the court. Like, it's like, yo.
See, I can't even look that far to the playoffs. I just can't.
I'm saying I was willing to give him into the playoffs to get healthy, but he keeps get on the court. Like, it's unbelievable. And if they're gonna give Embiid George off on every back-to-back, I don't know how many games we're gonna win. Like, this is a frustrating situation. You can't get both your superstars off of back-to-back. That's an insane gesture to even think that you can do that. And I think the NBA should be fine. Somebody got to do something.
I don't think they're going to do that.
Jordan what kind of nonsense is that?
But I don't think PG is going to sit every back-to-back, though. I think he was just like that at first. But Embiid might.
And I don't see him anytime soon.
Huh?
I think he set every back-to-back out so far. And I don't see it changing anytime soon.
He played the last. I think he played the last back-to-back, didn't he? Didn't he play both games? That we just did. Yeah, we just played. The last two games we just played. Charlotte and then I forgot who we just played, man. I think he played the last back-to-back though. Now Embiid, Now we had a question here. Fulan, is Embiid a choker? Do you buy that narrative on him? I'll say this about Embiid. This is Embiid. This is Embiid's problem. Embiid has two major issues. Number one, the physical issue, where he just gets hurt more than anybody I've ever seen in my life in the various ways. In the various ways he gets hurt. Certain things he has that I think are kind of permanent. I think he has a knee, and that's never going to go anywhere. The most you can do is manage it and hope that like nothing tragic happens where he doesn't hyperextend it and so on. I believe that's the one thing he's always going to have. That's not going to go anywhere. All you can do is manage it. He has a lower back issue, which I think has gotten better. He had that as a rookie coming in, but I think that's not stopping him. But then he gets everything else. Like I've never seen anything like it. 1 minute, I don't know how many times he's broken his face, right? That has happened a number of times. So that's one thing. And then the other glaring flaw for Embiid to me is the mental toughness. And by that I mean not allowing anything that's happening to interrupt your focus. Right? I think that's the issue. Like he allows everything from his frustrations to interrupt his focus. He may allow the opponent to interrupt his focus at times. He'll allow the overall situation and the frustration and the magnitude of the moment to interrupt his focus. And now if you call that choking, maybe, but I don't think Embiid is a guy. I'll put it like this. A choker to me is this. There's different types of choking. Let's say you're in a game and your team is down 3 points. You get and your player shoots a 3-pointer and he gets fouled, and you have a chance to make 3 free throws to either tie or win the game. I think Embiid makes those free throws. I don't think he misses those free throws. Whereas there's other superstar guys that some people consider the GOAT who will miss a free throw in that situation, and it's happened over and 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 over. So I don't think Embiid is that type of choker. I don't think Embiid is a guy where if you give him the last shot in a game, even if the game is big, and it's a reasonable shot, not like 5 people draped over him or something like that, I don't think he misses the shot. So I don't think he's a choker in that sense. He's if you want to call this a choker, he might be a choker in the sense where he might take the wrong shot at the last minute, and then if he doesn't get a foul call, he'll lose his composure. If you consider that choking, perhaps, because he'll lose his composure, and that does bother me. But what I'll say about Embiid is I think you can win with him. I don't know that you win with him as being the go-to guy or the best guy on the team. That's what I'll say. But just a flat-out choker, I don't think so. But that's just my opinion. Everybody has the way they see it. You got anything to answer that question?
While we talking, there's a report that Butler said that he went out trade deadline. So I wouldn't mind getting Butler if we can get him.
Oh yeah, how could we get? I don't really want him, but if we could get him, how do we get him?
Only because I think it'd be to be happy, and he get his buddy back. And Paul George and Butler would be killing.
Oh yeah, no, if I can keep PG and give Jimmy Butler, sure. Hey, why not? You have a fighter's chance to win. It's just a puncher's chance. But Butler sometimes, like, why does he want out of Miami? Is it because of money? If it's because of money, then I don't want to parts of him. But if it's some other reason, that's fine.
30, something like that.
Yeah, man, you got, what's Paul George, like 35, 34? Then you had Butler. Shoosh. Man.
Trying to go for a championship until after that, Paul George is going to be 38, 37, so it's going to be too late.
How old is Paul George now?
He's 34.
Yeah, so you're talking 3 years from now or whatever, so.
Yeah, so the next 3 years, why he's still relatively young.
Yeah. Paul George ain't getting another contract from us, so yeah. I'm sure that's just it.
We get Butler. I thought Butler, look, I give you a 2-year deal. Other than that, I'm done.
All right, we can get him. Yeah, I mean, why not? It's like, I just don't, we got like 3 maxes right now. That'd be 4 maxes. Is that even possible? Like, is that even possible? Is the thing.
So I think you're only allowed to have 3 max contracts. So.
Right.
Butler said that it's reported that said that he don't mind going to the Suns, the Dubs, the Mavs, or the Rockets. Those are the 4 teams that he chose.
Golden State. That would be funny. That would be funny. All right. So we got a couple NBA games today too. For you people who trying to win something, I better listen up. First, we got the Lakers versus Golden State Warriors. We got Lakers Warriors. I don't really care about either one of these teams, but I will push the Warriors more so. Lakers annoy me. They got enough titles as it is, so that's just how I feel about them, pretty much. Now, I actually like the Warriors in this game to win. But I think I would take the Warriors, or I would go over under. I would take the under in this particular game. I think LeBron and AD would be there. There's a chance. You know what though? The Lakers sometimes do perform well against the Warriors. I don't know how they've done so far this year, and if that matters. Let me see. Let me see what the odds makers have got on this here. So I looked at all these odds before, but it was like real earlier in the day, so I kind of forgot what I was thinking at the time. Uh, so the Warriors, right, are a 6-point favorite in this game to win, which means if you understand how that works, that means that they really have a home value of about 3.5 points. Okay, so they've added a three for they added the other 2.5 for some reason or another. I don't know, is they're expecting someone to not play or what the deal is. All right, so you're talking about what a +4, pretty much Warriors. Whew. I would take the Warriors. I would take the Warriors with the damn +4. And honestly, and the Warriors. I mean, Warriors -4. Sorry. Yeah, I'll take the Warriors in that game. 222.5. 222.5 is the over under. Uh, mm. So each team has to score at least 110, or one of the teams got to score 110, 120. I might take the under with that. But then again, man, I'm telling you, LeBron James, sometimes it's all about this dude, man. Sometimes they come out there and they don't want to play, and they'll let the Warriors just score 120 on them. I can see that. I can see the scenario. So I would lean more towards avoiding over-under. That's unpredictable to me. And I will go with the Warriors to beat the spread there. That's what I would take with that game. As far as some of the tails of the tape, you know what? I'm gonna save some of that. I ain't gonna go in on talking about LeBron and stuff. I thought about doing that because I've never given my official opinion before on LeBron James and his legacy and all of that stuff. Steph Curry and his legacy and all that stuff. I've never really did that on here before, which I'll probably save that right now. But like I said, if you're betting this game, the Warriors are a 3.5 point favorite. I would take that. I would take that. Though it was at 6 now it's down to about 4. All right, what else we got? We got the T-Wolves and the Mavs. Let me see if anybody says something about that. Jared. Oh, Jared wants to start some shit now. He says Embiid has to win to be in the class of Jokic and Giannis. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that statement. That's fine. Now, as far as them playing against each other, we all know Embiid is on their level, match up face to face. But as far as legacy wise, I agree. To be in their class, legacy wise, yes. You know, he has to show that because the difference between Jokic and Giannis is you could point to a dominant playoff run those guys had. They both had at least once in their career historic playoff runs. Joel Embiid is yet to have that dominant historic playoff run. And honestly, that's all the guy really needs to win a title. Like if Embiid is at full dominant capacity, doing what he can do, he would win a title if he could just take that from the first round to the finals. But he hasn't been able to do it. So people will say he can't, and that's fair. I can't argue with that. Philan, it may be possible that Wemby passes him up to if he can't win. No, I mean, well, I don't know. It's too young right now. It's too early. Wemby might pass everybody, you know, except the only center I can't see Wemby passing is maybe Kareem, and then you never know. Tim Duncan came close at 5. You got the right coach. I just don't know how long Popovich will be there, you know. So that's important too. The type of structure you have around you, the type of team they build around you, And for Wemby, for me, I think he has to become more of a presence on the inside. They're just the outside presence type of guys, especially at that size. He'd be like Kevin Durant. The only way Kevin Durant wins is if he has a dominant guy like a Steph with him. This has just been proven. And the structure wasn't just Steph, of course. Just the whole Golden State system, the structure and everything. The bench, all of that. You build all of that around Wemby, sure. Lakers will win. Curry is having the worst stretch of his career right now, arguably. Unless that changes today, which is quite possible at home on Christmas. Lakers, well, bet the Lakers. You'll win some money because they are definitely the underdog. So, you want to win some money? Go ahead. Bet Lakers. I wouldn't do it. Yeah, I wouldn't do it at all, personally. All right, so next we got what? Timberwolves versus the Dallas Mavericks. Excuse me, yo. All right, so we got Timberwolves versus Mavs is next. All right. So the Mavs opened up as 4-point favorites against the Timberwolves. Now this is going to be interesting here. I like the Mavericks in this particular game. For the most part, they seem to have the Timberwolves number. The T-Wolves, of course, have a chance. I like the home team in this situation, who is the Mavs. Now, what's interesting, though, is the T-Wolves with the points. You're talking 5.5 points. Do the Mavs beat them by that much? I don't know. If you bet money line, I like the Mavs, but it makes sense to take T-Wolves with the points if you're going to bet it. That's probably what I might do. The over-under is set around 220 points. You're looking at these two teams. I don't like to bet over against the T-Wolves because of the defense that they play, that they're known for. I would probably do the under if I was just going with that. All right, so basically I would take Mavs money line, T-Wolves with the points, and the under 220. That's what I would do. I don't have much to say about the particular players. I mean, we already know it's Anthony Edwards versus Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving for the most part. Nas Reed, I don't know what the status is with him, how he's been this year. To be honest with you, I haven't had a lot of time. Like these guys that can cover the whole NBA, cover the whole NFL. I'm amazed at those guys. Like, I'm not able to do that, especially at the beginning of the year. I gotta spend a little bit more time watching the T-Wolves, to be honest with you. But just looking at these trends here, I think the T-Wolves with the points is a good way to go. Then, of course, the last one is the Spurs and the Knicks. I absolutely like the Knicks, though they're -9. So the Spurs with the points, it makes sense with that. But I can also see a Knicks kind of blowout because they're the team on the road, whereas the Spurs are on a tough road trip. Teams on road trips like this don't fare well, and I think they're kind of like towards the end of that road trip, they'll lose to the Knicks, and it might be in spectacular fashion. So there we go. There is with that. Anybody got any questions about NBA stuff? We'll deal with that. If not, we can move on to what I had to say about Juju and Paige. For those who are fans of the women's basketball right now, which I predict will is about to really take off. and I believe that for a number of reasons. And I've said this before on the page. Um, I was your typical guy a year ago, really a year ago, couple years ago, where I just didn't care to watch the women's game at all, whether it was the WNBA, and it's for a number of reasons. One was women playing, and you would think that the women are typically not as skilled as the men. This was the thought we had. I mean, they're not dunking the ball, they're not doing those things until I actually did start watching. Two things happened. Number one, the NBA, as it's currently played, the current NBA now, the style of play, starting to turn me off. I absolutely no longer watch any All-Star games from the NBA. The All-Star game is now just like the NFL Pro Bowl, as far as I'm concerned. The Pro Bowl, as you know, they just did away with it because at first what they started doing was they weren't allowing teams to blitz. They weren't even allowing real hits. It was almost something that resembled flag or tag. Most of the great players stopped playing in it because it wasn't worth the risk of getting hurt. So now what they do is they do a Pro Bowl weekend thing where they just do a whole bunch of skill exhibitions and so on. And I predict the NBA All-Star game is going to go along a similar path. It's just going to be a three-point contest, slam dunk contest, skills competition, and some other stuff they're going to come up with because the actual game itself is garbage. It's just like watching the Harlem Globetrotters. They go out there. Guys just throw each other fancy passes. There's no defense. I hate any type of sport that doesn't have offense and defense, especially teams that don't have defense. To me, you're not great until I see you do it against great defense. Okay. I long for days in the past where, Michael Jordan had to, play against guys who were hip checking him, guys who were able to put a hand on him here and try to control his movement, guys who were able to just swat it, do all of those types of things and still find a way to average 28 as a rookie. And this is for those people who say Michael Jordan was the one who received, he's the first guy to receive all of the foul calls and all of that. I mean, it's partly bullshit. It's partly true in that they were trying to protect him from guys who really were trying to hurt him. Pistons, Celtics, Pacers at times, different teams like that. So you had to really protect the product from getting hurt. But the intent was never to help him score because he never really needed that. As you look at Michael Jordan's third season, he averages 37 points a game. Then this was before they even did all that stuff with the rules. So he was scoring anyway, which to me, you're a really great scorer if you can score in that situation. Okay. So I long for those days where you had that type of basketball. And the only places I'm recognizing something similar to that type of basketball is playoff NBA, which I still love. I love playoff NBA. Okay, to me, NBA playoff basketball is the best basketball in the world because in the playoffs, you're playing a much more practical game. You're not going out there, at least not every game, shooting only, but nothing but threes. Guys are forced to go into their low post game. They're forced to go into their mid-range game and things like that in order to score consistently and win. You find that second best basketball to me is just the college game in general. The college game where they're starting to lose it now with NIL deals, and also the one and dones. But prior to that, the teams ran sets. Teams played actual defense. Teams actually shared the ball. They do these types of things that are closer to the fundamentals of the sport of basketball, and you'll find that in the college game. The next place I'm seeing it though is in the women's game, the WNBA basketball. You find actual sets being run. You find actual defense being played. You find actual passion being on exhibit in the regular season. Whereas in the NBA, man, on a regular day, you can go out there, nobody cares. The best stars aren't playing. Everybody's shooting threes, whether you're good at it or you're bad at it. They're just shooting threes, and it's almost like they're just trying to get through the 82 games to get to the playoffs. And that's why I don't watch half of the time random games unless it's big games, top teams playing against each other. Just if you turn on the NBA, and you see the Charlotte Hornets playing the Houston Rockets. Unless you're the home fan of one of those teams, nobody's watching that, and it's a trash game, right? So that's the problem with it. That game there, that college game, UConn versus USC, had all the elements that I love about a basketball game. You had two top ranked schools. UConn, I believe at the time, was ranked either third or fourth. USC ranked around seventh, meeting up against each other. Two stars that everybody's talking about. You got on one hand, you got Paige Beckers, who's been probably the highest ranked female non-pro athletes for about the last 5 or 6 years, coming out of high school before going into college, versus Juju, who's being propped up as like the next big thing. To once she hits the WNBA, she's expected to have a Michael Jordan-ish type of impact. And in the women's game, it will be a Candace Parker type of level impact. This is what people is expecting out of these two. So it was all hyped up, propped up, and then there was a game, and the game lived up to the expectation. At first, it looked like USC was going to get the blowout against UConn because Juju was coming out very aggressive. She was like damn near making all types of stuff. She was shutting people down on the defensive end. Paige was kind of getting all slow. Really, I think to get her teammates involved and so on. So it looked like it was just going to be pretty much a shoe-in for USC until Paige started going. And some of my teammates started going. They played better on the defensive end to where it ended up actually ending as a thriller. It was Juju got the last word. And this was a nice revenge game for them. They lost a close one to UConn last year. But what I liked about the game, you saw the two stars guarding each other. Something you ain't seen since like a guy like Kobe Bryant was in the league, where Kobe Bryant would take it on himself that I'm going to guard you the whole game, and I'm going to guard you such as 60 feet. And that was good to see. That was good to see a player, highly touted. She now is signed with Clutch Sports. I believe Nike gave her a nice lucrative contract. She's got involved in the Unrivaled situation. And you see, really, the person live up to it. You rarely see that. Out there going up against Paige Beckers, who everybody's saying is the best player in the nation, is going to be number one shoe-in next year. There's basically the Paige Beckers show or competition for number one. That's all the draft is, basically all year. Last year in the WNBA, who's gonna get Paige this year? And you see her come straight at her, like Juju blocked a couple of shots from hers, and Paige on the other hand guarded Juju. Hell of a game, and this is why it's a good chance. I don't know if it'll overtake the men, but it's going to gain some ground. As the NBA loses some people who want to see real basketball, they'll start watching some of that. Some of that is going to happen. I'm one of them. Like I said, NBA playoff basketball, I'm there. Regular season, I got better things to do. I'd rather go read a book, go learn something about these damn aliens or whatever they think are coming, which are nothing but, spiritual beings called the jinn, which we'll talk about one day. But I'd rather hear about that stuff than to watch the damn NBA basketball right now, the men's game. So you got that going on. Now the next thing is the Unrivaled League. Listen, I'm going to drop the now, Jared. If you there, I actually want you to come on and speak about Unrivaled, if you don't mind. We got HD in the house. Got HD in the house. HD TV. What is going on, man? All right, Joe. This is the man right here. Hey, welcome to HD2 TV. This is the man to go to for the women's game, right? Unlike myself, he was early. He was early to the party. You know, he knew about Paige and all of them 4 or 5 years ago. Um, you know, and he can tell you more. You go to his page, he can talk about the Unrivaled. He can talk about some of the backstage stuff. He knows more than someone like myself would know. Um, for all of that. But what I wanted to talk about, for those who don't know, the Unrivaled Basketball League is a 3-on-3 basketball league that is going to take place in January. And it's was started by two great women's basketball players, current players right now, in Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart, who are two players who faced each other in the finals, which is so poetic when you think about it. These were the two stars that faced each other in the finals. And I got my man. Yeah, what's going on, big
What's
bro?
up, boy?
Been waiting for this day, man. Look, I'm just now getting into, as you hear, the Unrivaled. Now, I'm gonna let you break down what's happening as far as the Unrivaled. I like the way you do it, if you don't mind, as well as the trades that have been recently finalized. And if you don't mind as well, who do you think out of the teams that are currently put together, who do you think will be in the finals and win the whole thing?
What's up, Foolan, man? Glad to be on your platform. I want to tell everybody, Foolan, man, he knows his stuff. I love his videos when he was breaking down the NFL, breaking down his Eagles. I've been a fan of how he just brings up history from us as black men and our community. And we need more brothers like him on our platforms because he goes along with his heart. He don't go along with, oh, I'm trying to get clicks, I'm trying to get views. He gonna tell you how it is. Now, I just wanted to say that first and foremost. Thank you for letting me on your platform.
Appreciate you.
Unrivaled is basically a 3-on-3 league. It was created by Brianna Stewart, and actually, the story is Nafisa Collier's husband. She's the one who introduced the idea of women having their own sport, having their own game after the WNBA season. So a lot of women don't have to go overseas, because what people don't understand, women have been playing basketball like since like the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. They've been balling. They just never really had like a professional league to jump to once their career's over with. Like Dawn Staley, everybody remember her from Virginia, formerly Philadelphia. Everybody remembers Cheryl Miller. Cheryl Miller got a serious knee injury before she could ever even come to the league. Cynthia Cooper, which people don't understand, she went overseas, and she's the one who brought the Euro step back. It wasn't a man ball, it was her. She brought the Euro step, and a lot of people don't know that. And Cheryl Swoops, who's considered to me the greatest woman of all time, or one of the greatest, she basically was one of the founders of the WNBA. So Unrivaled, the reason I bring this history up is because we have to get the context of why this league is so important. It's to help women not have to go overseas and have to leave their families behind, which they've been doing for years. And one of the problems I've had with the WNBA since its inception, I felt like they don't cater to the overseas a lot, because if it wasn't for overseas basketball, a lot of these women like Kennedy Carter, Timmy Fag Benlay, Kelsey Mitchell. You wouldn't know these players outside of the US, because the US doesn't promote them at all. So Rival was created for that sense. And nobody cared about it until our Angel Reese was selected to be in the Unrivaled. Then that's when you got the bad press, the negative press, the CC fans coming to try to destroy the league before it even came into fruition. Now they're seeing the rollout of how Unrivaled did it was they would give you clues, different things of players they were bringing up, and it's very genius on their rollout. Now, some people had a problem with how it was presented the first day when they picked the teams and everything. They picked the teams based on who could fit together and who would actually do well with one another. So that's why they picked the team. So you have the 3-on-3. You have 6 players total, which means you got 3 playing. That's starting, of course, and then you got 3 on the bench. I believe they're playing 8-minute quarters. So it's going to be 4 quarters. It's for 8 minutes, and it's a full court, but it's a condensed court. What everybody think is it's like Ice Cube's Big Three. No, it's not like Ice Cube's Big Three.
Wow.
It's a full court. Where you know how in the gym we played on Fulan, the courts that were across from each other, not the full court, but the cross court, is going to be something like that. Okay. Where you got the goal here and the goal here, and they're going to play full court. Now, okay. Yeah, it's just a condensed basketball court. And if you guys have a chance in the chat, go to unrivaledbasketball.com. You could just type in Unrivaled in Google. It'll show it. It'll show you the basketball court. You can actually go there and look around the court. It shows you the seating. It shows you the jumbotron. Everything is beautiful. Like, if you get a chance, go check it out. Now, the trades that happened, the trades to me that happened were to, this is allegedly, Satu Sabali is a free agent, right? Okay. We know she's a free agent. Everyone's talking about her. So the word on the street was why Caitlin couldn't play was, oh, they're not allowing Nike players in. That's a lie. There's plenty of Nike players that's playing in Unrivaled. That was the dumbest thing I ever heard. Asia Wilson, they were like, oh, Asia's going to do it. Asia's taking a break because Asia, her brand has grown so tremendous. Plus, she's tired. She had a long season. She's trying to enjoy her off season. So she might be in Unrivaled next year. So this is not saying she won't be in it. She wants to help the women out. Now, Cam Brink, she's not playing this year. She's playing next year, but that's her spot. She's on that team, and she has she signed on to it because Steph Curry, if everybody remember, their god brother and god sister, their parents, both parents grew up together, her parents and his parents. So they're very close, and she's advising Cam Brink on her career. So he told Cam Brink, I think you ought to do this, even though you might not play now, because remember, she's still rehabbing. This would be a great look for you. Now, on the Phantom team, they had Tip Hayes and Jackie Young. They traded them to the well, first, hold on, let me get it up because I want to make sure I get this right, because I don't want to mess it up, because it was kind of slick how they did it. And I told everybody it was very slick how they did it, because what they did was, if you look at the laces, you basically have all the aces on there.
Yeah.
You got Kate Martin, now you got Tip, you got Jackie. The only two people on there that's not a part of the aces is Big Mama Dolson. And people, she was called Big Mama before Rachel Banham. Everybody was going crazy. Oh man, Rachel Banham. And I'm like, y'all talking about Steph Dolson? No, like, Banham was called that by Angel. Nobody was calling her Big Mama in the league. And then you got Alyssa Thomas. So those are the only two that's not on the aces, on the laces. Now on the Phantom, you have BG, of course, which nobody likes. And then you got Natasha Cloud was put over there because her and BG are they played together. So they're going to basically have a better rapport. Now Sabrina, now they traded the wild card to the Phantom. And I remember hearing from not only one of my supporters on my page, but I heard from a friend allegedly that Satu might be going to the New York Liberty. This is why she was there during the parade when they won, because her little sister's on the team.
Right.
And her and her little sister are like very close. They're like very close. Like they they like two peas in a pot close. So word has it is that she might be going there. And then I forgot, because I've been watching women's college ball for a long time. I forgot her and Sabrina were teammates on Oregon. And Sabrina was teasing a lot of times, if me, you, and our team played anybody, nobody could beat us if we're on the same team. And Satu liked it that. So everybody was thinking, oh, Satu might be going to Indiana and play with Caitlin, because the fans were asking her to come there, and she liked some tweets and stuff. But that was just misdirection. I heard that her and Satu are like they're close. And I'm hearing that they might be getting her up there because Dallas doesn't look like they're going to compete this year, because they're going for Paige, and you're gonna have Paige and Enrique. But I also heard is that Paige wouldn't mind playing in Chicago with Angel. So remember, right, and remember, people forget. Her and Angel played on the AAU team together. They played on the same team together before, and they were the top two players coming out of their draft, their class. Then it was Cameron Brink. Then it was Caitlin Clark. Camilla was in that class too. She was number 7. So Rakia was the class before them. So everybody be asking about Rakia, but I'm like, Rakia was a class before them. People forget Rakia went to Mississippi State. She didn't go to Tennessee right away. She went to Tennessee her last 2 eligibility years. So that's what it is. But the trade, they traded Courtney. Courtney went to the she went to the team that Natasha came from, and then she ended up being on the Owls, the Lunar Owls, which is Feasta's team, which everybody know. Courtney and Fee.
What Courtney you talking about? Wait.
Courtney Williams. Courtney Williams, who played on the Lynx this year. She got traded to the Owls, which of course we know why, because her and Fee, they played on the same team. Yeah. And then they sent Cloud, of course, to the Phantom, and to the Phantom, and then they had the Wild. Then they had Tip and Jackie Young together go to the Laces. So the wild card pick was traded, I believe, from the Feasta's team. It was traded from the Feasta's team, which was the Owls, and that went to the Laces. And then the Laces traded they traded Cloud, I believe, and then they got Jackie and Tip on that team. So now you got the Aces / Laces. Phantom, you got Sabrina with Satu, Brittany, Natasha Cloud, and Katie Lou Samuelson. So that's your team for the Phantom. So that was put together because they were keeping everything quiet, because people didn't think people thought Sabrina was gonna be in it, but nobody knew it, because they were like, okay, remember she got hurt. She said she had that hurt wrist because of the finals, that 1 for 19 performance. So nobody thought she was gonna come in. But Caitlin was supposed to be in Unrivaled. The problem is, this is all allegedly, people. Don't YouTube. This is my guy Paige. This is allegedly. They didn't like the way Caitlin's representatives was treating them. They didn't like the way how she was talking to them. Bree and Nafisa were real pissed off, and they were mad that their side, Caitlin's side, leaked that thing talking about they were going to get offered more money than the other girls. They didn't like that. Because you could go look at the interviews. Fee is looking real upset, like she really was kind of mad, but she kept a straight face. I done been
Trying to
around
make it
people,
seem like they begging
right,
and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, that
right,
makes sense. Yeah,
trying to cause division within the whole organization, but
right.
it really was TNT and them who was pushing to get Caitlyn on there. TNT and all of them, they
Of
were
course.
trying to push for him to get on there, but Fee and Brianna and them was showing them that, look, man, we don't really need her. We got Angel and we got Sabrina coming later, so we're just gonna keep it under wraps until we unveil it. And we got all these people. We're good. And people forget Satu is from Germany. This is what pisses me off about the WNBA. They really, to me, should be more international than the NBA because all
Yeah,
these
sure.
girls are
Yeah,
international.
yeah,
So why don't you push for international players and push it out there for them? But
right.
see, they look at it as, okay, this is just a little investment we're doing. So whatever, we're just doing it because it's a tax write-off. And they really hurt the WNBA. And then what also messed the WNBA up was they introduced the studs and all of them in it way too soon. They should have left that out of it because remember, this is all family. And I
Yeah.
believe you have a child, so and I got nieces, so I'm not gonna bring him to a game and you got two women kissing. It's the same as men. So I don't want nobody to think I'm being sexist. If
No, but
two
that's
men
real.
was kissing,
That's business. You know,
right,
that's business.
that's
Right.
business. So that's what messed them up. And the women's game, like it started with the class of Angel and them. They started bringing the I don't give a damn attitude in, and that's what brought women's ball to the level that
This
it
is
needed
this
to
is
be at.
and this is what I wanted to say about Angel real quick before you continue was I think her impact on the WNBA. A lot of people talk about what is it more like. I see her impact as more like the impact Allen Iverson had in terms of the
Yeah.
cultural impact. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like we're gonna
Yep.
dress like this. This is how we're gonna look. You know the one little sleeve on the leg. The whole. She's gonna have more of the cultural impact to go along with
Mm-hmm.
the play. You know what I mean? Because before Iverson, everybody was just doing the Jordan thing, wearing the suit and ties to all their
Yeah.
interviews, and when they traveled
Mm-hmm.
to games and so on, he came in. I don't care. Got the
Yeah.
DMV. I'm thinking it must be the DMV attitude. Some of them down there.
It
You
might
know,
be, but
yeah,
Iverson, yeah, credit to Iverson. But she got her stuff, her one-legged sleeve from Asia.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Asia Asia got it from Candace Parker. See,
Ah,
everybody forget about the real CP3 because I've had
right,
this argument since I was younger with fellas. They call him CP3, and I'm like, he's not CP3. CP3 is Candace Parker, dog. I'm sorry. Because I've been watching both of them play.
yeah,
So
yeah,
we used to have arguments. They were dissing until they actually watched Candace Parker. They caught her later when she was playing with Chelsea Gray and Nneka Ogwumike on that team and that won the WNBA championship over the Minnesota Lynx and Maya Moore and them, Rebecca and them.
right.
So that's when they were like, okay, we ain't know Candace was like this because everybody
No,
always thought Candace was just a dunker. But Candace could do a lot more. She could defend, she could pass. And this is what pisses me off about a lot of these new fans. They're being disrespectful and disingenuous when they're trying to say, oh, CC is a better rookie of anybody, and that's a lie. Like if you ain't been watching, like I'm gonna be real, like her rookie year wasn't better than Elena Beard, in my opinion. Elena Beard had a better rookie year than she had. Not from an offensive standpoint, but from an overall game defensively. Cappy Pondexter had a better rookie year. Everybody forget about Cap, what she did. She out of Chicago. People forget about Simone Augustus. So it's Sue Bird, Breonna Stewart, Nafisa, like all of them had some good rookie years, but because of the numbers, they're trying to say, okay, well, it's not about just offense. It's about what you do as a whole player on the floor. And
right,
people, and this is what I argue with people about Iverson, because Iverson is like my fifth greatest player of all time. That's my favorite. Is he played defense and he could play and he could play off the ball as well as the ball in his
right.
hand. So people forget about that stuff. That's why I appreciate your channel because you spoke about a guy who I love growing up, Eric Allen. Eric Allen, man, like it about to bring me tears because he was one of my favorite corners and nobody talks about him. And it's crazy that you put all these people like Revis and everybody over him, and it's like, bro, Eric Allen was shutting people down
You
too.
can ask Dion about Eric.
Yeah.
Ask, Rod Woodson.
Yep.
Rice, all them guys. I
Yep.
heard that Dion actually is writing some of these damn voters. Like, yo, what's going on? Like him and Woodson there, and both of them are like, what are y'all looking at? It's like it's crazy because I think Dion had an issue with Champ getting in. Like he ain't say Champ, but I remember that year when Champ got in, Dion was like, they letting anybody in right now. Like he ain't say his name.
And I love Champ, but he should not have gotten in over Eric Allen. That's a travesty. That's a travesty.
I think he's a Hall of Famer, but first ballot, like
no.
Come on, man.
He's like a second or third, but he's not a first. Not over Eric Allen.
Exactly.
Not over Eric Allen. Exactly. But I know I'm swaying too far off. But But Unrivaled, it's gonna be January 17th. Now, this is what you guys need to watch. Now, y'all remember the Seattle Storm thing happened, right? Mm-hmm. With the inside. Guess who played the first game, January 17th? The first game is between Brianna's team and the team that Skylar is on, which are the Owls. So it's gonna be the Owls versus the Miss. The Miss have Skylar Diggins Smith.
Okay.
And the Owls, no, my bad. The Miss got Jewel Lloyd. The Owls got Skylar Diggins Smith.
Oh, so the issue was between Skylar and Jewel? That was really the problem?
From what I heard, this was the issue. The issue was Jewel Lloyd felt like Jewel Lloyd didn't like the way Skylar was speaking to some of the young players and some of the vets that were on the team the year before. And she, they started off rocky, but they started coming together. This is what put the fuel in the fire. Gabby Williams came on the team that pissed Jewel Lloyd off because Jewel Lloyd was already upset that they weren't listening to her. She would give a suggestion, and Pokey Chapman, what people don't know about Pokey Chapman, Pokey is fiery. She got that Skylar Diggins syndrome, that fire, that you gonna listen to what I'm saying attitude. And a lot of people were gravitating to Skylar. Jewel felt like, well, damn, is it my team or is it somebody else's team? And her mother was putting stuff out on Twitter, and a lot of stuff was sounding like from the locker room, and a lot of the players were getting kind of upset at how Jewel and her mom was just putting a lot of stuff out there. That stuff that was leaked from the Chicago Sky Times, it came from Chicago, not the Sky Times, but Chicago Sky's reporter, Huxtable or whatever her name is, Constable. Jewel Lloyd's from Chicago. Her mom lives in Chicago. Her mom's a Chicago Sky fan. They invited her mom to a party. So the word is that her mother leaked all of this stuff to Constable about the investigation, and the Seattle Storm are pissed. So when they found out it was nothing wrong in the investigation on what was happening, Jewel Lloyd asked for a trade. So that's why people are trying to say she's coming to Chicago because of the connection. And her mom was at the party with the new mascot doing this. But the problem in Seattle is that Skylar and NECA were trying to push the team towards Jewel. Jewel wasn't stepping up as a leader, and she wasn't coming in and doing the things they needed to. Statistically, she was looking good the first half of the season, but if you actually watch the games, Jewel Lloyd wasn't looking good. No. Like, she wasn't feeling good. I don't know what it was, but people were saying that her and Skylar were bumping heads. That's why if you watch a game where they won, Skylar hit the shot, her and Skylar gave each other like a big hug, because they're like, damn, we finally figured it out. Like, because they were trying to figure out how to play off one another.
Right.
Then the second half, when Gabby came, Jewel got even more upset. Like, man, look, man, I she just basically shut down. They benched her. Jewel and Pokey and them were going at it. Her and Noel Quinn and Pokey were going at it. Jewel Lloyd basically said, look, they were bullying, they were doing all of this stuff. They weren't trying to all this blase swaze. They came up with she wasn't bullied, and now she wants to trade. But really, none of the people in the organization, including Sue Bird, believes in Jewel Lloyd. They think Jewel Lloyd's more of a role player than a franchise player. She's not a she's not a
Not the
she's
player you
not
build around and all
right,
that.
right. She's not a player you build around, and she's not a you don't have to be vocal. I hate that when people say you got to be vocal. It ain't,
Right.
because you got different leaders. You know what I'm saying? So like Jalen Hurts, he'll speak up, but he's very even kill leader. You know what I'm saying? Like his whole aura leader.
Yeah. You just watch
Lamar
him.
was
Yeah.
Lamar was quiet, and then he started speaking more, but he was always a leader back when he was in high school, and now just by how he is, who he is. Tom Brady's more vocal. So she don't exuberate none of that. So whether you're quiet or not, I done told people, I done been around quiet people, they lead by example, and they'll say a few words, but they'll get everybody up. So she wasn't exuberating that, and nobody came to her defense. So
now this gets me thinking. Now, what do you think about her and the chances and the fit possibly with the Sky, Jewel Lloyd? Like, now I don't even know if it's possible to get her or anything, but I mean, like, well, how would that fit? Because you know, Angel is gonna be the leader there, right?
yeah.
So if someone like Jewel just kind of fits in and will kind of like just do her thing, do you think that fits, or do you think they should go with a younger? Like, what's your thoughts on it?
Okay, my personal opinion, I'm just giving this based off of the information I got. My personal view, I don't want Jewel Lloyd. I feel you bring Kennedy back, you build with that three, Angel, Camilla, and her. Everybody else, you testing out this year to see is you going to be around for the next 3-4 years, because I believe this team, I believe we're going to make the playoffs, and I believe we're probably gonna either get a first round win, or it's gonna go all the way to like 3-4 games, wherever they made it now.
Right.
But if Jewel comes on the team, I don't know. She would fit the team because of her personality. Jewel's never been like as far as a problem or a person that's going to bring your morale of the team down. To me, she played with the Breonna Stewart and Sue Bird for years. So she's used to being that third option, or that low kill person who just comes and ball. But if you're gonna bring her on the team, you can't have Kennedy on the team, because I believe those two personalities would bump heads. Now, if you bring a point guard in, let's say, because the only way you'll get Jewel Lloyd is if you trade somebody. You're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to keep the third pick if you're trying to get Jewel Lloyd. So I believe, like, I'm buying that she might come, but to me, I wouldn't want her to come. I would go and draft, if I can't get Miles, I'm drafting Citron, and at 10, I'm drafting Sellers from Maryland. Because Sellers can play point guard, and she could play the 2, and you could push her at the 3 in some situations, because she's 6'2". And she can handle the ball, and she can get her own shot and get somebody else their shot, and she could defend. So, but if Jewel does come, you'll have to trade the third pick and possibly either Kennedy or Onowerie. You're gonna have to trade one of them to try to add value to that third pick because of who it is.
Right. Yeah. Because I don't see it happening either, really. But
Yeah,
my concern was with Kennedy. Listen, I don't know a whole lot about it, but she missed a lot of games last year. Now,
yeah,
I know people saying she was sick. I do believe it, I guess, but it's
yeah.
like it just seems like. Do you think anything else was going on with her as far as maybe with her and Spoon or something like that, or was there any disciplinary stuff happening, or was it she was just sick and that was just it?
Okay, I'm gonna break the story down because you'll probably get a better context if I give you the whole story. From what I've heard, and all this is allegedly, people, because it didn't come out yet. Kai Copper was supposed to be coached by Spoon. They were supposed to get Skylar Diggins Smith and Nneka Ogwumike in free agency. So Spoon was brought on to try to keep Kai Copper on the team
Mm,
because Kai loves Spoon.
mm-hmm.
Spoon is very revered in the league. She should be. She's one of the greatest to ever play the game.
Facts.
She's probably one of the best. Like to me, I got Don Staley. Well, Cynthia Cooper's the first point guard. Then you got Don. I got Don, and then I got Weatherspoon. Those are my three favorite point guards: Coop,
You consider Cooper
Don,
point?
and Weatherspoon.
You consider Cooper point?
Coop was a point. She was the first point guard because remember they had the other girl
Yeah,
playing,
the
but
girl
she was
from
more of a bench.
she's from wasn't she like from South America? The girl
Right.
I
She
can't
was
remember her
more of
name.
a yeah. She was pushed more to the bench, and Coop and Cheryl started.
Right.
They were the two backcourts. That's what really gave the Liberty problems because
Mm-hmm.
Witherspoon had to switch off on her and Cheryl. And that was you. And then you got Tina Thompson stretching the floor.
Beast. She was a
you
beast.
just so,
Beast.
so you had
Yeah.
trouble. So I
Yeah.
consider I consider her a combo guard. She's like that point or
Yeah,
two.
I can see that. Yeah.
I can see that. And then Don was a traditional point. Teaspoon was a defensive point guard. But all three
Mm-hmm.
could run your team. So before the season, that's why they brought Spoon in because Spoon was going to keep Cop on the team.
Mm-hmm.
When they couldn't get Nneka or Scholar, they basically Kai Copper asked for a trade.
Mm.
Dana and Marina asked for a trade as well. So Marina didn't just ask for the trade. This is why I don't like these Mick Fats, and
Yeah.
Bishop bitch Pope. They don't know what they're talking about. It's like, bro, she didn't ask for a trade right then and there. Marina asked for a trade before the season. Her and Dana did. But they couldn't get a trade right away. So
Mm.
Jeff promised Dana, okay, you're going to start. You're going to start at the point. Marina, you're going to start. We're going to put the team in your hands. You two are going to be our lead people. And that's when they drafted Camilla. They weren't going to get Angel. What Jeff wanted at first was he wanted to try. I think he wanted to get it was either Rakia or Aaliyah Edwards. But they
So this is
couldn't
what
get
I say
them.
before we get it. This is where I always feel about it. Like, listen, I love Camilla, right? But
Yeah.
if I can have it my way, and if it was me drafting, I would have ended up with if possible Rakia and Angel. Like that would have just been like my dream, situation.
Yeah,
But
but
I
you're
like
right.
Camilla. I like Camilla.
No, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
But Camilla was more of a Jeff pick. Angel was a Teaspoon pick.
Gotcha.
Teaspoon is from Kim Mulkey's line. Remember, Kim
Mm-hmm.
Mulkey used to coach
So
Teaspoon.
they done talked and all that. Saying
Right,
you better take this
right,
girl if you know what I know. That type of thing.
right.
Yeah.
Angel was going 3 or 7. Angel really was supposed to get picked third by the
Mm-hmm.
Sky.
Mm-hmm.
The reason she didn't get picked was this is all allegedly, people. Jeff P. It's not that Jeff P. didn't like her. He just didn't see. And this ain't just him. Everybody didn't see it.
Yeah.
Everybody
No.
didn't see it.
Yeah, a lot of
But
people don't see the
me,
game like we see it. There a lot of people don't.
right. But
Yeah.
me, I said because before I even met you, I was doing live streams all day football and all type of stuff. and we talked about it. And my boy, shout out to my boy JP from New Orleans. He basically he talked about it. When I was in, I was getting clips of Angel. So I knew about Angel, Paige, and all of them since
Right.
high school. I would get these clips. I'm like, man, who? So I seen Caitlin Clark before all these guys. So I
Mm-hmm.
knew what she was. She's a combo guard, but she don't play off the ball. She's better with the ball in her hands.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not really the greatest passer, but because of her shooting ability, she makes that's an extra thing that's added because you got to honor her shot from half court to the basket because
Right.
she'll nail them if you leave her open. So
Yeah.
she was doing all of that. So I've seen all these players. So this is why I laugh when people try to tell me Caitlin this and that. Like we know Caitlin, we've been knew her. My boy
Mm-hmm.
JP's a fan of all of them. He like Paige, Caitlin, Camilla, all of them. So he knew about all these players. So the thing is that Angel, they didn't like Angel as far as because she didn't shoot the ball a lot and she always played down low. They looked at her height as, oh, she's not going to be this. And
Right.
I told everybody, I said, bro, if the Fever didn't have the first pick, I said it before the draft, Angel's going to be your most impactful player. She
Mm-hmm.
has the highest ceiling. I
Mm-hmm.
like to use ceiling because you still got something that can work for me. I don't like to use potential because you potentially could lose your job or you could potentially be out the goddamn league. I do not
Right.
like that word potential because if we're going with potential, then everybody out here got potential. You, me, everybody. But
Exactly.
if we got a higher ceiling, means that we're great at what we do right now, but we can go even further.
Right.
That's
Right.
how I look at players. I don't look at players like, oh man, he potentially could be a Michael Jordan. No.
Right. Right.
so,
Right.
so so that's why I had a problem with. And I watched her against all of these girls. Angel dominated against everybody. Camilla, Caitlin, all of them in high school and now. She always did that. And I knew she was going to do this her first season. I told everybody's like she's coming off the bench. I know Isabel Harrison. Izzy ass couldn't play defense back at Tennessee. Man, Pat, man, what? What's the name? The old coach for Tennessee that passed away. Yeah, Summit. Summit used
Some.
to cuss her ass out all the time because she ain't play no defense.
Yeah.
So I already knew about Izzy. I'm like, man, she gonna start over Izzy. And plus, Izzy was coming back from an injury. So I knew she was gonna start. So the plan was for Dana and Marina to take the team over, but they weren't answering the bell. So Angel started doing these wonderful things, getting the ball, getting the rebounds and stuff. And her stardom was so big, nobody knew about it. So when they played her on Twitter, her game was over 1 million some views, even going higher.
Yeah.
And the WNBA was like, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah. I
We
remember
got
looking
this
for. I
product
remember
under
looking for the
our
game
eyes.
myself. Yeah. I remember looking
Right.
for the game myself. I'm like, what the hell? They showing this damn Caitlyn game. Like, what the
Right.
hell? You know, yeah, I was like, wow. I remember
Right.
that. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So she was supposed to go to this, but see, the whole thing was for Dana and them to do their thing. Dana and them didn't work. Teaspoon really never wanted Dana to start. Teaspoon wanted Lizzie and Kennedy to start from the beginning because she already knew they could run her system.
Right.
Now, people are saying that it came a time where it was jealousy with the rookies, with Angel and everything. That wasn't the case. The problem was Teaspoon was too nice. She was letting the veterans try to, because she's old school. She's like, all right, I'm going to let the veterans figure it out. But these veterans aren't your veterans that are like on a Vegas Aces team
Right.
or even a Lynx team or even a Liberty team. They're not those type of
It
vets.
ain't cop. You know,
Right,
it
it
ain't
ain't
cop.
Cop.
Somebody like that.
Right, because
You
if
feel me?
Cop was there instead of them two, it would have ran way better.
It would have been
So
in the playoffs. You know
it
what I
was in the
mean?
playoffs, exactly. So basically, they were getting into it, Kennedy, everyone was saying Kennedy had a blow up in the locker room. It was her and Dana that went at it. She was secretly like suspended or held back. But from what I believe, and this is just me personally, Kennedy was sick. She got some type of C19 and she was sick. She was out of it. She tried to go. She didn't look good. So Teaspoon said, all right, we're going to hold you back then. And that's why they went into the second half of the season. Then there's some reports, people are saying that when Angel tried to recruit Gabby Williams, she didn't like that. So that's what they're saying. So I don't go all by that. I go by what I heard from reliable sources, not these Twitter people trying to create confusion.
They try to find any
right.
reason, man.
She was
trying to like,
right. Right. She was
they was trying to break that Angel Kennedy thing up because it was getting too like popular. They started the Barbie and Ken stuff and everything. So
yes.
they tried to tear that apart. And every
right.
Those people
right.
Crazy, man.
Right.
They
so
know how I feel about them people.
Yeah, exactly. I do too. So it basically tore the locker room was torn up when Marina left, and Marina sent that shot back at them saying like she's glad she's in a veteran locker room like with mature people and stuff. People don't know that people thought that was a shot at Angel and stuff. No, that was a shot at Kennedy. Marina was upset because of Kennedy getting playing time. Dana was upset that Lizzie, because she was taking a lot of the shots from her. And Lizzie, she is. But Dana, Jeff, you got to remember, Jeff promised Marina in her head, you got to remember, thinks she's this bigger player than what she is. And Marina's always been a second tier player to me.
Yeah,
because I got 3 tiers of player. You're either top dog or you either second tier, which you're like maybe an all-star, if that, all-pro. Then you got your third tier, which ain't bad. You're a great role player, like a Robert Ory, not James Worthy, but a Robert Ory or even an Eric Snow. I got them on my third tier.
AC Green.
Right. AC Green. Yeah, like Eric Snow. Like people used to say Eric Snow is trash. I'm like, no, he's not. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. Cause you and me be here. So I got you. So she's upset because Kennedy's taking all of the shots and her shot selection is being minimized. And then Angel started to come into her game. Her shots were going down. And Dana was mad because Dana felt like they wanted Dana to come in and try to be more of a facilitator. That's not Dana's game. If everybody remember Dana's is a shoot first point guard. That's what she is. She's not
you want to lead the league in turnovers. You're gonna give Dana
right, exactly. So right. So then she got upset at that, and Dana was jealous of the old Angel and them getting this and stuff they're saying. But the problem was Dana was upset because of her role. So she wanted to be traded. Marina got traded. She couldn't get traded because they would have had to add a draft pick with that to let her go. They weren't going to do that. So then at the end, Izzy was upset with her playing time. Izzy was mad because she was forced to play the 5. She wasn't supposed to play the 5, but Angel's defense on the 4s are better than Izzy. So she's going to be around the perimeter a lot because a lot of the bigs play at the perimeter at the elbows. So she's going to be there more. Izzy didn't like playing the 5, and she said it on this damn video where she was like, I don't like playing the 5. And then one of her friends basically said, oh, well, but you like playing with Michaela, Michaela when she's at the 4. So she said, oh, I like to just play with certain players or something. Everybody thought that was a shot at Angel and stuff, which it was like, all right, whatever. But Izzy was mad because she was playing the 5. She didn't want to play the 5, but people forget Elizabeth Williams was supposed to be the 5. Camilla was going to be behind Elizabeth Williams. Elizabeth got hurt right when Camilla was coming back. So that
Right.
messed everything up. Angel could play the 5, but Spoon had her on the 4s because Izzy, which we saw later in the season, cannot guard the 4s well. She's not a good defensive player.
At all.
And when she's not scoring on offense, she's very streaky on offense. Her defense gets worse. That's just how it is. So that's what happened. Kennedy was sick. She tried to come back and play, lead the team, but the team was terrible defensively because Angel was our floor general for the offense and the defense. She was putting everybody in position. That's why when she left the floor, these are numbers.
Fall
Since these
apart.
idiots love numbers, they got worse.
Fall apart.
They were one of the worst teams in the league. But when she was on the floor, when her and Lizzie were on the floor together, that's when they had their best output of scoring, defense, passing, you name it. That's when we were great. So that's why I think Lizzie will be fine to keep because Lizzie would work. From what I'm seeing, Tyler Marsh is going to probably run like he ran at the Aces. They will run like whoever's open, they finna take the shot. Whoever's hot, they're going to go with that person. And Jeff and Teaspoon didn't get along. Everyone says Jeff is a piece of it behind closed doors. A lot of the staff that was fired and let go, a lot of them didn't get along with him. Jeff has been on the Chicago Sky staff for a long time. He was a player development coach under Wade's run when Wade was the coach.
Mm-hmm.
Upper management is the problem for the Sky. It's never been Wade. Everyone thought it was Wade who did Gabby Williams that way. It wasn't Wade who did that. That wasn't his decision. It was the people at the top of him who did that. They just blamed it on Wade because you see his face. Nadia was brought in because they brought her in because they wanted the players and people to feel comfortable with having a black woman as a part owner or whatever, whatever. She's the token girl they put there to take all the bullets, whatever. So she fired Teaspoon and everything because Teaspoon wasn't what they wanted to go in. Plus the locker room was lost. Dana and Izzy, that last interview after the game really made it look bad. And then Dana came back the exit interview saying, "Oh, I'm gonna learn how to pass better and do all of this," because from what I heard, she might be back on the team because I think a lot of these free agents, they're going to sign 1-year deals. So they might stay with their team because remember the CBA, they got to do the CBA. And I don't think Jeff liked what she did there because her agent also let her know, like, yo, you don't want to do that because a lot of teams might not bring you back. See, people think that's cool you don't never try to look like that because it's a bad look and teams might not end up taking you.
And then you ain't got that many spots in W. You gotta like be real careful right there.
Yeah.
Like I get the stress those players be under. Like even like Dana, she want to play because it's like it's so hard to make that. It's so hard to make that league. It's just like I get it, but baby, not good enough. Like I don't know what to tell you. Just not good enough, man.
But that's what I heard.
So now, who's your early pick to win the Unrivaled?
To win the Unrivaled. I got the team I think that could win it. Everybody's going with Stewie's Miss team because of the names they got on there or the Owls. But I will watch out for Teaspoon team, the Vinyl. I like that because if Enrique and Ron Howard and Jordan Canada can get something going, that's going to be dangerous.
See, that's what
and Enrique can get on the heater.
I'm about to ask you, who Enrique play for?
She played for the Vinyl.
That's what I was about to tell you. That's what I'm picking because you talking a 3-on-3 situation.
Yeah,
you got that type of player. I don't know. You do need some bigs though, because rebounding is going to be important. But Enrique,
that is true. But I'm just I could see them starting off kind of because they play Angel Reese team first. You got Reese against their old coach. Like, this is why I like Breonna Stewart and the FISA. They smart. See, they some yeah, they some messy individuals, dog. Cause I like how they think.
Yeah.
I like how they think. I think they was like, you know what would be good, Fee? Let's have Jewel and Skylar play each other first game. That'll be dope. I would love to see that. We might have a fight go down. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
Like,
that's what you want, that first game, because that's what's gonna keep people watching. You get something crazy happen, put them high hands in there against each other. Yeah.
Because I'm looking at their squad for the vinyl. Think about it. If you got Jordan, right, Enrique and Ryan, like if you got De'Erica and you got Aaliyah Edwards, people don't understand. Aaliyah Edwards is a utility player.
I like that game. Yeah.
She's a utility player, and outside of Angel Reese, she was my second favorite player in the draft because of her IQ. Like,
she was giving Angel the most work. Like, I was
she was.
Young players, she was.
Yeah. And she's a huge fan of Angel. She love Angel. Like, that's her dog. But yeah, she give Angel the most work because she's a very high IQ player, and she knows how to position herself. That Gino Auriemma teaching and stuff, you gotta understand. So UConn chick. So she got all the fundamentals. And then you got Ray Bullard, who I love Ray Bullard, not only in looks, but she can ball, you know, and if she can get her, and she can score all three levels. I like De'Erica. De'Erica to me will be a leader for the team. She'll be that extra leader to back up Enrique. Plus, De'Erica can guard the bigs very well. BG, all of them. So that's my team. Like, I have as winning it. I think they could win it all, because I think what'll happen, they'll struggle early a little bit, and then when they hit the midway to the end, I think they're going to take off, because Enrique is such a problem. Like, she can score from anywhere, either hand, you know, you name it. Now, my team that I have as a sleeper team was the Phantom before they traded for Sabrina. But now my sleeper team, I'm not trade. Yeah, they traded for Sabrina.
You think that was a bad move for him picking up Sabrina? you go ahead. My one man in the comments. I don't know if you recognize this boy Jared. He's a Sabrina. He's like the biggest Sabrina fan in the world. You know this dude Jared Thomas. He in the comments saying he's the biggest Sabrina fan in the world. So
I mean, see, Sabrina is okay. You know that saying I say about combo guards, right? Unless you play at a high level, in my opinion, as an Enrique or a Cynthia Cooper, then I love you. But I don't like, the reason I have a problem with her is that her defense and decision making at times kind of leaves me like, yeah, all right, whatever. But the reason I don't like this team is not necessarily because of her. Marina, with her and Katie Lou, like,
I know what you mean.
You're gonna have to. That looks like a cookable squad.
Don't keep them three in there together.
Because look, you already got BG that's slow-footed.
Yeah.
So it's like,
unless you can just camp on the paint all day, it's like
right. Now, before, when you had Jackie and Tip, that was dangerous, because you got Satu, you got, that would have been even you'd have Marina. I could trust Marina out there now because I got Jackie and I got Satu, or I could have BG out there because Jackie's such a, you want to talk about two-way players like
Right.
nigga.
Yeah.
Jackie's a problem.
Yeah. She like they Kawhi out there in that league.
Yeah, quiet as hell, but does everything, not flashy, not the most spectacular looking, just get the job done.
Yeah, strong, efficient,
Right.
play defense. Yeah.
Right. So, right.
She reminds me of the female like a Kawhi Leonard, but a female. That's what she reminds me of. You know? Real strong. Yeah.
Yeah. So my sleeper squad, I changed it from the Phantom, is gonna be the Laces, the Aces, but the Laces, because you got Jackie now with Tip, you got McBuckets, who even though her shot was off, her defense on Sabrina was astounding. Like, if it wasn't for her defense,
so many people was hating on her, man. I ain't understand it. I'm like, I don't see what y'all see.
Man, she nice.
I know she's nice shots, but that ain't everything.
I mean, yeah, but she wasn't needed offensively in that series, like, because you got so many other shooters and scorers. But what she did was she helped Courtney, Carlton, and them on the perimeter by taking Sabrina out the game, and it made it a lot easier for them to make that series go 5 games because her defense is serious. Then you add Tip and Jackie with her.
Yeah, I said, all right, I got you.
And then you got AT, you got Money Martin, who's another player I love, utility player. She was my favorite player at Iowa. Everybody loved Caitlin. I loved it Money Martin because Money Martin was the clutch player. She made the clutch plays, the steals, the blocks, the big three. Her and Marshall really was saving Iowa them years, and nobody remembers that. So I like her. AT and Big Mama Dolson can guard the bigs too, and she can stretch the floor. AT, you know, AT from the Olympics, she was to me our most valuable player because those games that were tight, she came in and defensively changed the whole game.
Oh yeah. They got a listen. Yeah.
So I don't know. That team's a sleeper to me. So the team I think that could win is the Vinyl, and my sleeper team is the Laces. Now everybody's saying the Rose. The Rose are my unpredictable team. And people are like, what you mean by unpredictable? Because they can be really, really good together, or they could be bad. It's gonna be one or the other.
It's gonna be extreme.
One or the other. Right. But I wouldn't be surprised if they did win it, because look, you got Angel with Chelsea, and then of course you got Kai. Then you got Slim, Azura, and Lexi. Azura to me is the reason why I didn't go with this team, is because I don't really like her defense. She's very good offensively, like she's great at stretching the floor. She's a 3-level scorer. I just don't like her defense. And if you're a big with no defense, I just don't rock with you.
And I would like to see a better player than Lexi personally, man.
And Lexi's just, look, man, I'm gonna say this now. Y'all can call me a hater. I've been hated. Everybody don't like my takes. Good. Lexi Hole is not good to me, dog. I'm sorry. She is overrated. Her defense is terrible. She be fouling her ass off.
She a hack, yeah.
I hate a hacker. I hate a hacker. Like, bro, I used to have to go to the post against the hacker, hit the fadeaway in his eye, and I'm like, yeah, bitch, keep hacking. Keep hacking. Keep hacking in. Then I give him that bow when I'm turning to here, to his head, or to his side, and then lay it up with the left. Like, yeah, come on, keep hacking. I hate hackers, dog. And to me, if you have her on the floor, Angel gonna have to cheat over there a lot, and I just see that you can get a backdoor cut. Yeah.
And she's streaky as hell as a shooter too. Real streaky.
Streaky.
Like when
And
she
now
hot,
Slim,
all right.
yeah,
Yeah,
now Slim, I love Slim. But she's a solid player.
hold on, who's that? Who's Slim?
That's Sykes. Sykes from Washington.
Oh,
She
okay,
got
okay.
the braids and
I know.
stuff.
I know you're talking
Yeah,
about.
she's nice. I mean, I like her. If I can leave Azura and Lexi off the floor as much as possible, that team could possibly win as well. Because now Chelsea Gray, I got to see how she does because she's older now. Her defense isn't the same as it used to be. So she's older. So I think with her being older, Angel's going to have to do a lot of
And
jumping here and there. Kai as
but
well.
and Kai play defense. See, that's the thing I was thinking about. Them two like fostering a relationship. You know what I mean? Do you think it's
Yeah.
any chance, Kai possibly coming back to Chicago in the future? Do you know anything about her contract situation, any of that kind of stuff? Because I can't see
Well,
her
I'm hearing.
long-term in Arizona, man. I can't see it.
Well, to me, her situation is gonna come down to Diana Taurasi. What Taurasi gonna do?
She ain't quit yet.
I
What?
haven't heard. I'm hearing she talking
No.
about coming back 1 year.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Look, I'm gonna just be real with you. That Mercury team suffered last year, and it mainly was because of Taurasi.
Yeah.
She was in Kai's way, and people don't understand what I mean in way. Yes, they play two different positions. This is what I was trying to make with Rakia and Flauj. Wasn't trying to diss them. They play the spots on the floor, people got to remember, is limited. You got limited space already.
Right.
If you play like you play in certain spots, if it's your turn to play at this spot, you're going to be in this other person's way, and now they're a liability on my team. So now I'm only playing 4 or 5, whether it's defense or offense. So you always want to get a player that's kind of different on both ends of the floor. So with her, Kalea and Diana attack the basket from the same damn place. The elbows, the baseline, or the nail. They love the nail. So they get in each other's way. When Taurasi was off the floor, Kai had some of her best scoring outputs. But when Taurasi was on the floor, Taurasi would shoot the hell out the ball, and then Kai would still be trying to figure out how to get her rhythm going. Because Kai got to get her rhythm going. If she don't get her rhythm going, then she's going to struggle on offense all game. Right. So if Taurasi comes back, I don't know. Like Kai may stay because remember, Kai wanted to go somewhere that had a practice facility. They feed you in the morning. They got Phoenix got all of that. So she's happy. She's happy with that.
Right? Now some things are changing in Chicago, right? I know it's
a
couple years
yeah.
before they get the facility, but and I don't know how old is Kai about. Is she 30 yet?
Hold on, let me see. I can check now. I got the phone open. Hold on, I can check now.
Yeah.
Hold on. I forgot how old she is.
Oh, she is 30. She's 30 exactly.
She's 30?
Yeah.
So, okay, so I mean, she's 30. Her head is in the right place. I think her heart is in Chicago.
Now,
and I think
now they're talking. You know what I mean? Because you got a recruiter. You know they're talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're going to trade for somebody, I would trade with a Kalea Copper over Jewel Lloyd.
Yeah, that's the question.
That's just my opinion because she's longer.
Yeah.
And she could play both sides of the ball better. Right. And to me, even if her offense is struggling, Kalea Copper can rebound, very underrated rebounder, and she could just defend you. She could defend up to like 3 positions, maybe 4.
bro.
if you're playing
Bro,
that stretch.
bro, she North Philly, man. North Philly
Yeah,
made. You know what I mean?
yeah, absolutely. Bro, I had a crush on
You know,
Kalea Copper for a long time,
oh yeah.
bro. And when she said Jalen Hurts, I said, yes, I got a chance. Light-skinned niggas, baby. Good job, Jalen.
Oh man.
Stay clean cut for us, man. But
You wild, man.
I want her to come back. If she
Yeah,
could
yeah.
come back, I think we could get her back because her
Okay.
heart's in Chicago.
Yeah, I would
Like
love to
she
see that.
really misses Chicago.
Yep. Yeah, I would love to see it, man. Now, what I want a franchise in Philly, and I want her to come there and be first sign eat. But that don't happen.
Oh,
You go to,
absolutely.
go to Chicago. Ain't gonna be no.
No, I
I
mean,
hope it be
look,
a franchise in Philly.
if I could get her in Philly, man, that would do big wonders for Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Because you need something like that. Even if she's finna like retire, like let's say she comes back at like 33 or something. That would
Right.
be great to have. That's what's wrong with the NBA as well. We don't have veterans to pass
Yeah.
it on to the young folks no more.
Yep.
When Kobe was on the Lakers, everyone talks about, oh, Kobe Bryant. But remember, there was a guy from Temple who gave him that blueprint, Eddie Jones. People forget about Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie was probably the second best or one of the best two guards at that time outside of Mike.
And
So
he learned from Eddie Jones right here. They used to go at it. They
exactly.
used to go at it at
Right.
Temple Gym all the
And he
time.
from Philly. And
Yeah.
he played against the
No,
Philly guys
yeah.
all day.
Kobe used to go up to Temple, like Coach
Yep.
John Chaney back then. He used to go at it, run with Aaron
Oh, I
McKie.
love Don Chaney. I'm a
Yeah,
huge Don Chaney
yeah,
fan,
yeah,
dog. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah. He
He used
he
to he used
he
to, he used to run against McKee and Eddie Jones all the time. He
yeah.
used to be 16-year-old skinny kid, you know.
Yep.
So
So that will work. Like her going to Philly and bringing in the next generation of ballers. That's what we need, and that's
yeah,
what we don't have in the NBA. Because I mean, look at it. Like, where are all the vets at now? Like, all the vets are gone. It's like, where they at? You
yeah.
don't have a vet no more to, yo, you need to do this, you need to do that.
Well,
You
the
don't
vets
have
go
it.
down, they bring their sons in, stuff like that.
Nah, yeah, I like that. Like, I like what you said on that video about Jalen Hurts. Like, you love players who either had a dad that coached them or a player who had a
Military dad,
father that played in
military.
the league or college, or like that makes sense because you see it even when they're in a bad situation. That's why I said I wasn't the biggest Hurts fan in college. I became a fan of his when he went to Oklahoma because I didn't see it at first. But the
Right.
one thing that I love that Hurts did was he never changed his face. Like he got benched for Tua. Never changed his face. Still was the best teammate. Still was the good teammate. Went somewhere else, started, was the teammate, all of that. Came to Philly, was behind Wentz and Foles and just sat there chilling. Then when it was his time, he still kept that same face. A.J. Brown has his lapses saying what he says, which I believe is more towards the coordinator than Jalen, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
Jalen keeps the same face, the same lovable attitude. When AJ Brown's in his feelings about something, he's still there. And that's the thing that you said about McNabb, because I'm a huge McNabb fan. McNabb never exuberated that what Hurts does a lot for your team, which is, you know, just listening is people don't understand. Just listening defeats half or most of the battle
You do.
than just speaking out your mouth, because you got two ears. Like I always say, you got two ears, two eyes. You see the bullshit, you hear the bullshit, and you come back and you counter the bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I love about it, and that's what we need more of. Kai would be great in Chicago, but if she can finish her career in Philly, I think that would be big, not only for the city, but for the young ballers and stuff coming out. Because we
And
got
I don't know
Hidalgo
I don't know
down the
why they don't look
range.
at. I don't know why they don't look at Philly as a possible destination for a franchise. It would be great. This fan base here, You getting sellouts and everything. We sell out when you lose here. You know what I mean? So it would be. I would love to see something like that, man. But like you said, realistically, Chicago would be good, and I know they're talking about it because she's a recruiter. You know that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Angel.
Oh
But I
yeah,
would
Angel,
see that.
Angel down there
Now,
talking to all of them.
now before we done, who is your moving on to the college women's? Who is your pick to win the national championship this year? Or you can give me 3-4 teams.
Well, my final four is UCLA right now, South
Mm-hmm.
Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
Notre Dame, and see, here's why it get tricky because I believe in Southern Cal. I think they're going to be better down the stretch. I just think early on because of all the freshmen they have on the team, because you only have like Kiki, I think, is the higher classman.
Now,
Then you
before you
got
go, no UConn, because you only gave me 3. No UConn, or you got another 4th?
well, the 4 I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you LSU,
Oh, yeah,
and the
yeah, yeah.
reason I'm gonna give you LSU, Flaw J's the best player, but Michaela has the higher ceiling.
That's number 12. Yeah,
She has the higher
yeah, I
ceiling.
like her.
She got the higher ceiling. And then you got Gilbert off the bench.
You think she got a higher ceiling than Flajay?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
why you
think
say
she
that?
does. I think she does. Flaw J's great. I mean,
Yeah,
Flaw J to me is gonna be another Kai Copper, like both ends of the floor. She's gonna be more of a franchise player than Kai because of the NIL and then the people she bring to the
yeah.
stadium.
Oh,
When Kai came
she gonna be
in,
a big star. The
right,
rapping,
right,
the
right.
dad,
So
the whole nine.
so right, right. She'll be a bigger superstar and all of that than Michaela, but Michaela got the higher ceiling because dog, Michaela got a mean ass jumper. Her
She do.
jumper is so smooth, and it reminds me of the same conversation I had on Sets Talk Sports when we do our Mondays together. Now we talked about Fu Wiley and Maddie off the bench. Maddie is like Michaela to me. Her game is polished.
Mm.
Wally and Flaw J are the better players. Their game could be anything they want it to be. They don't really, it's not polished, but it's great. Like it's box office. You can watch it, it jumps off your screen. But what Michaela and Maddie does, it's like so flawless how they do it. It's like easy. So that's how I look at it. I think Michaela has the higher ceiling, but Flaw J's the better player.
Okay. And so you got, because that's the team. That's my sleeper team, LSU. I really like
Right.
the way they look. Though they haven't played anybody yet to really test them. That's the
Yeah.
thing. I'm waiting to. Eventually, they're gonna play South Carolina and all of them, right? So
Yeah.
that's what I'm looking to see. And that damn Notre Dame, though, man, they just came out of
Yeah.
nowhere. At least to me, they did. That backcourt, boy,
And Citron. And you gotta think about it, Citron as well.
yeah,
Citron is
yeah,
Citron is a lockdown beast. Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
throw on the best player, it's over
Yeah,
with.
remind me of the one in Seattle, Horton,
Yep.
Porter. Yeah, that's who she
Yep.
remind me of. That's like, man, yeah,
I'm
you got
telling you.
to sleep
But
on them.
the reason I don't
They
have
beat
UConn,
UConn and
I
USC.
don't have UConn because I don't know if Gino, to me, him and Paige just ain't clicking this year. And I don't know what it is. To me, I think Sarah Strong, she's gonna end up being the Sarah Strong beast, man. 18 years old. She's gonna end up being the number one for that team. But Paige, I don't think Paige and Gino are clicking because
Okay.
I think Gino's trying to come at her like he comes at what do you call it? Like he came at Diana,
And all
but
them,
they're not the same
and
player.
Brianna and all them.
Yeah, and I think Paige plus AZ hasn't been playing, so that kind of throws it off. So I mean, like I said, I don't see it, man. I don't see UConn making it.
Right.
You
Right.
know.
Yeah, I kind of, and they look. I don't know, is it me? But they look kind of small to me when they played against either USC is really big or them UConn. They just look really small to me in that game.
Yeah, USC's
Am I
bigger.
bugging? Yeah.
USC's bigger. The
Yeah.
Marshall girl in the middle with Kiki. Kiki, I think 6'4".
Yeah,
The
she's
Marshall chick, I think is 6'5" or 6'6", the center
yeah, and then
for
Juju is big.
USC.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yes. Sarah's like 6'2", I believe, 6'3". She's
yeah,
in that range, but she's more of girth than length.
right,
So, but yeah, they're
right.
small compared to it. But UConn lost the game because they just couldn't get they just couldn't get those free throws at the end, because I had them winning
Yeah,
that game by 3, and I had USC playing them again down the line and beating them, but USC pulled it off. I don't trust
USC wanted
USC's
that, man.
coach. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
me
don't
either.
trust their coach. That's why
Yeah,
I don't have them in my Final Four. I got Kim going in there because I believe LSU can get through those teams and get there, because LSU got a squad. Like,
yeah, they do.
and if they
They do.
lock in, I think they're a tough team to beat. And then you got South Carolina, man. Joyce Edwards to me is the best player on the team. She's a unicorn.
Mm,
If she puts her mind to it, she can average about 18, 16 easy.
right, right. Yeah, I see South Carolina just getting stronger and stronger. Like Dawn,
Mhm.
she gets going, but by the time you get to that tournament, I can't never count them out. I don't know if I see them
Dang.
winning it all this year, but you just can't
Right,
count Dawn.
right.
Yeah. Oh man, so it's been nice. I appreciate you coming through, man.
Oh, no doubt.
Man, you the man on that women's basketball, without without a doubt. Can't think of nobody better, man.
Got to.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And damn, I've been going like 2.5. Woo, that's way over my usual time. But
I put in 8 hours.
yeah, I saw you over there. I'm like, yo, I'm thinking, would you be going to sleep on some of them joints and just let them go?
Hell yeah, I go to sleep on them, man. I don't care.
No,
Look,
but
man, I
they
work.
appreciate it.
Look, man, I work. Look,
Yeah.
they still come back. They appreciate me,
Oh
because
yeah.
I don't have to do it. I really don't have to do it. I
Right.
do it because I love to do it. Like, I
Yeah.
don't, like, people don't understand, like, men like me and you, Showtime, K-Stap, Auntie Says, like, we do this because we love to do it. Like,
Right.
you love to do it. Like, I love to do it. Like, I keep it up and let them cook, and I just
Yeah.
let them do, because a lot
Yeah.
of people ain't good at doing it like us. So
Right.
I
Just
just do it. If I fall asleep, oh well, shit. You
oh
get
no, it's
some,
like
you get
you
some
provide a
content.
space. You provide a space where they can go at it. It's like we
Yeah.
ain't meeting up on the corner like no more meeting up at the barbershop. We just doing it
Nope.
right there.
Right here.
So that's what's up, man. I got a couple people here talking. Jaden Daniels, baby out ball in my kid's hands with the game in the line. Out. You see this?
The Eagles lost because they didn't. I don't know why they didn't let Jalen in. They said concussion. Jalen
Yeah.
looked fine to me.
Yeah.
I think somebody made that call from Vegas. Yo, we need him out this game, dog. Like, allegedly, yo, we need him
They
out,
like
because
Gardner
Jalen
Johnson. All
was.
right, get him out of there. Josh
Because
Sweat, all right,
Jalen
get him out
body
of there.
language, how he was walking, he did not look like he was out of it.
It was like a little joint. He saw little stars, whatever. He's good.
Yeah,
It
he
was very
good, man.
mild, if anything.
They
He
wanted to
passed the
let
protocol.
they wanted to give that white boy Kenny Pickett a chance so they can tell you, nigga, he not better than Hurts. All right. So stop asking for the white boy. We gotta stop trying to push these mid white boys. Y'all just mid right now. The brothers run it. We
Yeah.
just run it right now. It's okay.
Yeah. That's facts. That's facts, man.
I wanted Hurts in the game against Jaden Brady. I wanted to see Hurts out there. That would have been been great football. Y'all put this white boy Pickett out. I hate Pickett. Hate that dude, man. He the dude. He remind me of you remember that game Romo had? He threw them like 5 touchdowns and they was winning, and in the fourth quarter, he threw the pick to lose the game. So his stat
Always.
line was like 5 touchdowns to 1 pick, and people wondering, man, why they lost the game? I'm like, because he couldn't finish no damn drives when
Yeah.
it mattered.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That was the problem. Like after them first 2 touchdowns, we were up.
Just
After that
stop.
first quarter, he was getting all threes. And
Yep.
Jaden Daniels, he kept getting opportunities, and they kept
Yep.
getting short fields. And I mean, you ain't gonna stop that dude for so long. Defense getting tired. He took out my damn strong safety. It's like, oh, come on, man.
Right.
I was just laughing at that damn game. And then you got Devontae Smith missing like routine catches and all that kind of stuff. It was just one of them games, man. And it
Man, I
always
don't
happened when we
want
played
to
at
hear that
Dorian and
shit.
the Redskins.
I don't want to hear him. I don't want to hear him and Brown talk.
Exactly.
Jalen, because Jalen Hurts throw y'all the ball. Y'all be
Yeah.
tripping too.
Yeah. And this shows the effect on the running game. Saquon had over 100 yards basically in that first quarter. The rest of the game, shit, stack the box. They ain't worried about Kenny Pickett.
Saquon,
yeah.
I got Saquon MVP, and I got Lamar under him, and I got Josh third. Saquon's been a beast, man. I'm sorry, like
Yeah.
he's bringing him and Henry brought the running back position to the forefront again.
And you got Jacobs doing good too.
Oh man, did you see how he
couple
threw?
guys.
You saw what he did to Matthew?
Yeah. Yeah.
What were the Raiders thinking, man? Like, what were they thinking? Why would you, bruh? I don't get it.
I think they messed up ever since they did that stuff with Gruden. Like right then, let him go and all that. And I get it, they don't like Gruden, but they seem like he actually was building something. I don't know what they're doing now. I don't know.
Yeah, they done.
Yep.
They done.
But I heard Dion talking about he wants Shador to go there. Is that true? I'm hearing.
Yes. What I'm hearing is the Giants are going to get Cam Ward, and they're going to bring his offensive coordinator from Miami with him.
Okay.
And they're going to, which I don't understand why football teams don't do this when you're drafting a quarterback. Just bring their offensive coordinator or just get the playbook. Like,
yeah.
Because we were making an argument about Tebow the other night and stuff. And I was saying is that if you put him in his play style, like if you would have let Mike Vick play in his play style, they would have did a lot better than a lot of these quarterbacks in the league. But and because they didn't, this is what you get. And I've always seen Jalen Hurts as a Tebow type player, not the accuracy. He's way more accurate. Just they're football players. Like they just want to win. Like I see football players in them, and everyone's like, who's his comp? I'm like, it's Tebow, because look at it. Hurts is a guy who can go 3 for 13, but then he goes 7 for 9 to win the game.
I don't
Tebow
like
did that all the time.
I get what you mean.
It is. Look at it. It is the leadership. You don't see it. You don't see it because of all the misses that he had. But I'm telling you, go back and watch the college with both of them. Leadership and tangibles were just outweighing their natural ability, and it got them to places. Jalen Hurts. The difference is Hurts he was able to get with somebody like a Lincoln Riley who showed that he had the arm and he had the talent. The thing that messed Tebow up was Urban Meyer kind of held him back by keeping him as a running back more than a thrower. So that was the only difference. But two intangible guys.
In terms of like in college, I see it in their natural, what God gave them, raw talent. But the difference for me was like Hurts. Like this is when he was sold on me. This is when I bought into him. Was when we got our ass kicked by Tampa Bay in 2021 in that championship game.
Right.
Hurts did, he goes straight up to Brady. He's asking him, like, about what guys do you know that I can get with, whatever. Brady put him in touch with his guy that he works with in the off season.
Yep.
He come back 2022, whole different,
whole different player. Yep.
Everything. You know what I mean?
Should have won the MVP that year too.
Right,
they hated on him. They gave it to the pretty white. They gave it to the pretty light skinned boy.
Right. Exactly.
Like they always do.
And I'm a big believer in hard work. Like, I believe in that. You gotta have some talent, but you gotta like really put that time in and spend time in the film. And that's really what sold me on him. Because I know whatever his ceiling is, he's going to reach it. Ain't nothing gonna stop him. Whereas I've seen a lot of guys, all the talent in the world, throwing on baseball passes, Nolan Ryan, all that. But if the guy ain't got no kind of focus and ain't got no work ethic or whatever, he's not gonna. You can't count on him. I've seen too much of that.
I look for a quarterback. I look at the talent around him, and I look how he uplifts his talent. Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson, in my opinion, have lifted their talent better than a lot of other players in this league. Because think about it. You had a guy coming out of college who nobody said wasn't going to be nothing. He was picked 32nd. Possibly would have been the second round pick if it weren't for the Ravens. Jalen Hurts got picked second round, first pick. And like everybody was saying, I said it from there, like, look, man, if you're talking about like regular throwing of the ball, this and that, Carson Wentz is probably better. But if you want somebody who you want to win Super Bowls with, Jalen Hurts going to be your guy. I'm sorry. I just never saw it in Wentz in college. I didn't see it from him. I heard about him in college. He was an asshole. So it's like, you gotta look at it. And Lamar Jackson, he from Florida like me. So I've been known about him from Pompano Beach. So it's always the prototypical is the white guy that's 6'3", 6'4", can throw and all. Joe Montana wasn't a prototypical quarterback. Look what he did. Steve Young wasn't a prototypical quarterback. Those guys weren't prototypical. Those guys did what they were supposed to do. They won the game. So we got to stop looking at the big 6'5" guy who got a powerful arm and look at who can play the position. If who can do it. And to me, Jalen Hurts should have been getting, in my opinion, more love than he's getting from anybody. Like, the media doesn't give him love. Like, for example, they're talking about Josh Allen's running ability and scoring a touchdown with his legs. Jalen Hurts does that too. You know what I'm saying?
But when it's one of our guys, it's always that's a hindrance. It's like a thing. But if it's one of them, it's like, oh, he's Superman.
Right. So I don't want Jalen Hurts to change who he is. Keep doing what you're doing because Lamar. Because look at what Lamar done. He done did everything they asked him to do, and what are they still saying? He ain't shit.
Yeah. Only thing I want Hurts to change though: get out of bounds or get down. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Right.
Just don't get hurt. You can.
Or y'all gonna be stuck with Pickett. Y'all might have to call Foles, man.
I don't mind that because he do good for us. Like, you put him.
Oh, hell yeah.
System, he the man. But he the one that really he did it in for Carson Wentz because when Foles won with that RPO offense, they wanted Wentz to play that. Wentz didn't want to play it. That started a problem between the owner and Wentz. It really did right there. And then Wentz too. Our owners, some Jewish owners. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Wentz is one of them. It's okay being a Christian, but he one of them preachy type boys. You know what I mean? He just.
Man, I can't stand
in the Midwest. That just like, you know what I mean? I just think it was something personal. He started to just like, I don't really like this dude. So how we started doing was, I know he started looking for the perfect quarterback to run that system that they won a Super Bowl with. And he said he couldn't find nobody better than Hurts. Actually, Lincoln Riley told him that Jalen Hurts ran the system better than Kyler and Baker. He told him
he did.
He did. He was like, so they were, this is our guy.
Yeah.
And they were kind of, I ain't gonna say he was hoping Wentz would mess up, but they ain't have a problem with a pocket
Right.
and then
Right.
and then when Hurts came, it made Wentz so insecure. You know what I
Right.
mean? That he became even worse. He started really becoming unknotted, untied. He just
Mm-hmm.
really lost it. Couldn't even focus. And Hurts is one of them type of guys who's gonna annoy you. He in there with the linemen squatting, he in there
Yeah.
just playing cards with the whereas Carson was always the type of the quarterback is on another status. He never really hung with other teammates. He would hang with Zach Ertz and a couple other guys.
Yeah, that's not
Guys who
good.
go to his Bible studies class and
Right. Right.
all this bullshit he was into,
Right.
go hunting and all that stuff. So it was like it was written on the wall. Like I think Jeffrey Lurie was brought into Jalen Hurts the person before the
Right.
quarterback. You know what I mean?
I can
This
see
dude,
it.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he there 5 a.m. every morning. He the last dude leaving. The way he handles the media, they love all that stuff.
Yeah.
He
I
handles
mean,
it better than the coaches and everybody.
listen. If I could give y'all Baker and take him, I would, because I hate cake or trash
Yo,
field.
what happened? Yeah, I meant to ask you what happened at that Dallas game, bro. That was crazy, man. I'm like, they gonna lose to them.
They
Wow.
lost. They lost because Caker thing is, if you don't, we were running the ball well. We just stopped running the ball, and it's with these offensive coordinators. Every time we stop running the ball, we have a stagnant offense. They, in their mind, think that Baker, because listen, Baker got all the tangibles like we were talking about with Jaden.
Yeah,
Baker got the arm, the look, but this is why I never liked the Baker. This is why I predicted Patrick Mahomes is better than him, because remember, he started out at Texas Tech with Patrick Mahomes, and he left
right,
because Patrick Mahomes beat his ass out because Patrick was way better than Patrick. Got that stuff that you just can't teach. I
right,
can't teach you that.
right,
Jalen Hurts, I can't teach you that. Lamar Jackson, I can't teach you that. He don't
right,
have it. He's
right.
a meathead. He's one of the meathead guys
Yeah,
who's all brawn, but he ain't really got it up here. He got like a haywire gene where he just starts throwing picks for no reason. Then they stop running the ball because they don't like to put Bucky in there or Tuck because they're not great blockers. But I'm like, who cares, dog? You got 3 running backs. I'm running all 3 of them at least 15 carries apiece. We
right. Yeah,
running it.
yeah,
And then Baker's gonna manage the game. And the games we started winning last year, this is how we got in the playoffs last year, is because of our running game. Rashad White he flipped the switch and we start riding him. He got us to the playoffs. We get to Detroit. They shut the run down a few times like Dallas did. They start running the ball. They want this throwing the ball crap. Listen, Mike Evans, statistically, he's gonna get in the Hall of Fame. He's gonna be in the Hall of Fame. I don't like Mike Evans. The reason I don't like Mike Evans is he can't run routes good. He's
mm,
only a 1 or 2 route guy. I'm
mm,
going either for the fade or I'm going for the post.
right,
That's it. He's not a comeback guy. You know how AJ Brown got the route tree,
yeah.
Devontae got the route tree. He don't
That's
have it.
not him.
He don't have it. This is why I was saying AJ Brown, since the Titans, in my opinion, is the best receiver in the league because he has better route trees than everybody. Go look at
Mm,
Jefferson and look at him. Jefferson's more athletic,
right,
faster, but if you look at the route tree, he's not touching them on that.
right,
AJ could run the ends. He can stop on a dime. He can all of that. Mike Evans don't do that. Godwin does that, but Godwin, he get hurt too much. That's his
mm-hmm,
only issue. That's why we brought in Antonio Brown that year,
mm-hmm.
because he's the ultimate. He in my top 10. Like Antonio Brown, I ain't
Route
seen an
running and all
Antonio
that.
Brown
Yeah.
ever in a long time. So we lost that game because our defense isn't as good as it was. For some reason, we draft big corners, but we get these small ass safeties. I don't know why. And they can't stop the run. And Dallas is a very big team. So
Yeah.
if you don't have If you can't match that physicality with them, you're going to get beat. And that's why we got beat. And then down the stretch, Baker Mayfield fumbled the ball, getting hit, and we lost the game.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because
I
he's
don't know
not.
why they wouldn't just stay patient with the run game. Dallas will break. They will wear it down. And teams think if you don't have success early in the run game, they get scared and move away from it. I don't understand that. It's much easier to run against a tired ass defense in the end of the game.
Because it's this analytical bull. This is analytical bullshit.
Yeah.
It's analytics. Like they don't stick to the run like they used to. This is what helped us in every game. This is why we won 2 Super Bowls, was because of the running game. Yeah. We ran the damn ball. Like, we didn't throw the ball 50 times. Now they want to throw this ball with Baker, and that's the reason why we're practically running a Bruce Arians offense. It's just he's not coaching no more. Right. He's in the office. So we want to throw the ball, and this is what messed us up with Jameis. Jameis did well with Lovey because Lovey knew, okay, I just need Jameis to throw between 15, 20 times, run the ball, play defense. Okay, we're good. Soon as you start having Jameis throw over 30, he's going to lose you the game because he's not that quarterback. That's what happened with Dak Prescott. Dak was never a 30 to 40 attempt passer. Dallas fans wanted him to be like Tony Romo. I'm like, why? Romo lost. Like, what are you talking about? So that's why Dak has sucked the past 4 years and 5 years, because they want him to be something he's not. He's not a 30 or 40. He's not a 40.
Cowboy fans, my bad. I meant to cut you off.
No, you good. You good.
No, I'll say Cowboys fans, always talk about Dak's record against the Eagles, and I've been trying to tell them the one we fear was Zeke. You know what I mean? Prime Zeke.
Right.
That was beating us.
Right.
You know I mean, Dak was just good on the money down. Third down, he got to get a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. He can use his legs, or he can catch his big Jason Witten.
And let me give you this stat. When Dak throws under 25 attempts a game, guess what his record is? He only has 1 or 2 losses in his career.
Damn.
When he throws over 30 or 50 times, he has at least 20 some losses or more.
I can believe it.
So that lets you know I'm gonna get another running back to complement Zeke, so I don't run him into the ground. But Jerry Jones,
Jerry Jones, for some reason he wants this high flying type of offense and everything. And I don't even know why people want that. That has never been the best way to play football. If you look at any dynasty, Dallas can look at their own dynasty in the 90s and see the blueprint. But they just
That's what pissed me off about y'all former coach, Andy Reid. This is why I don't like Andy Reid. This is why I hated Andy Reid. Y'all had Deuce Staley, y'all had Buckholter, y'all had a squad at running the ball. And the only reason we beat y'all wasn't because of how McNabb played. We beat y'all because we knew y'all wouldn't run the ball. Our weakness that year, if you go back and watch, we lost twice to the Saints. What did the Saints love to do? Run the ball. We had a light in the ass defense. This is why I don't put my defense over the Bears or the Ravens, because we too light. We were too light in the ass. So if you ran the ball more than y'all threw it, man, y'all to beat us by like 15 that game, because we're not good against the run like that.
Right.
But it's basic football.
Yep. Yep. I don't get why the NFL goes into that where they really, it's weird. I don't get it. Oh man. But all right. Once again, man, appreciate you coming through.
No doubt.
Here busting it up. I'm in. Damn, we at 1:30 now. I'm gonna watch me some games, see what's going on, man.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. The Chiefs up 13-0 right now, and the Steelers, they in the red zone. Look like they about to score soon. So yeah, you ain't missing nothing.
I guess the Steelers might just be falling apart. That's crazy. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, I said it before. I don't know. It's weird. The Ravens, I want the Ravens and Eagles Super Bowl because I was so entertained by that game. I want a hard hitting. I want shit talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love black and blue games. I love it. I don't like all this 50 to 44, 30 to 27. Man, I don't like that
Me
shit.
neither. Me neither.
Give me that old 13-9 or
Yeah.
14-10 game. Like
Yep.
that's why I love that game when Saquon ran the ball and won the game. I said, this is football. Come on.
And the touchdowns mean more when they hard to get.
Yeah.
Games, man. You score like 7 touchdowns each team. It's like, come on, man. It's a joke.
It's this soft ass league now, dog. I want black. I want either the Ravens or y'all and like the Steelers. Like I just want a black and blue game. Like I don't want no punk ass game.
I don't want to see Lamar again, but I wouldn't mind that. Like as far as just a game to watch. But
man, I would love it, man. What?
I prefer not to see Lamar again.
I want my Super Bowl to piss white folks off. That's me. Piss them off.
Yeah, you crazy, man.
Oh, I'm nuts, man. I'm nuts as hell. That's why I never be corporate, man. Like I came into a corporate office one day, man. I just spoke my mind like, what's this bullshit? They like, I'm sorry, you can't say that. Can't say shit. I can't say shit. Man, I can't work here, dog. I gotta go.
Gotta be on the road delivering stuff or something like that.
Bro, I got to, bro. Foodland, man. I'm nuts, bro. Like I'm really nuts. Like I rock with you and only you don't see me with a lot of YouTubers, bro, because I offend people, bro. I don't care. Like I just never been that person. You know, that's my sister. My sister, she's a doctor, man. Like she's an ER doctor, so she could do that shit. I can't do it. Like she even said it. She be laughing when I'm around. She be like, "You just too real." Like it ain't real. It's just look. If I can't say shit, we just ain't gonna be cool, man. Look, that was my word coming out the womb. This bottle ain't filled. Shit, like, like you know, like. What I'm supposed to do? Like when you came on our panel, you was like, man, oh yeah, that boy AB asked about you still too. AB like, man, I love Foodland, man. Yeah, that's my big bro from Houston. So you was like, y'all talking Eagles. That's cute. I was laughing. I like that because I like that shit. I love shit talking where we could talk shit, go back and just have fun. Like that's the point of everything, man. Like. People too sensitive now, man. You can't even be yourself no more. Too sensitive now.
Yeah. Now you talk sports. That's how it is. That's what come with sports. Shit talking, you know.
Barbershop, we be about to fight in there, dog.
Yeah, ain't nobody really gonna fight, but you would think.
Right. It's just
what's going on, you know what I mean? Yeah, for sure.
Fast, but yeah, man. Thank you for letting me on your platform, man, and just keep being you, man. Keep dropping that knowledge, man. We need real Philly guys, East Coast guys like you, because these other guys be on some bullshit. So, you know, like I like to hear the real. I don't like to hear all that politics shit. Like, look, man, what's gonna fit? Because my magic, I'm still trying. It's hard for me to find somebody who can actually talk real about my magic because we got all these novices now, and then I get on their page, they talking about the White Howard and everything. I'm like, nigga, I was a fan when we came with Scott Skiles. What are you talking about? I don't care about all this. Nigga, talk about when we had Tree Rollins and all these guys, Cycly. Like,
I remember that
man,
first
get out of
season.
here.
I remember, that was cool.
I'm like, man, get out of here. Y'all don't know shit. But salute to you, man. I ain't gonna hold you up too long, man. We got to do this again, man. I'ma holler at you.
Now, I'll be over there on yours, man.
All right.
I'll be over.
You be safe.
All right. Same here. You be safe.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, that was 3 hours. So thank everybody for coming out, man. Hope you enjoyed it. I absolutely enjoyed it. I'm probably going to cut a lot of this stuff up because we dealt with, I don't know how many topics, about 6, 7, 8. And it was real good, man. So salute to everybody and peace.